can go live now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live. I'm just gonna click live.
Alright.
And then
if this goes start streaming. Streaming on YouTube is so much more different than streaming on Twitch.
right.
Yeah, I know, it really is.
I never realized that it was like you had to like that you just don't go live, that you have to go like say that you're going live.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ping my whole server like I always do.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I kind of miss streaming on YouTube, not gonna lie.
It is kind of busted.
I think it seems so much better than streaming on Twitch.
It's just Twitch, I feel like just pays better.
Really, I don't think that at all.
It depends on.
I don't see that.
It depends on the situation, honestly.
Like as soon as I get my memberships, I'm at a Twitch. As soon as I get YouTube memberships, I'm at a Twitch. I think I could probably treat it like Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube all combined.
Yeah.
But we'll see exactly. I mean, I think it's all good. We don't need a delay. What's auto start? Okay, yeah. Okay, so are we good to go live here?
I think I'm already live on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm ready. Yeah, just pop.
You're ready.
I'm just posting my link here.
Broken.
Should we tweet it out? Should we tweet it out as well, or should we just rock?
I think
we tweeted it earlier.
People are gonna be there, and I mean, I tweeted mine out like.
All right, GX Poll says yo. Chris Pelletier says hello guys. What's going on, my man? Hope you're doing well.
Broken, what's poppin', peeps?
What's poppin'?
What up, guys?
Yeah, it's a busted.
I'm just popping up my streams on my Mac here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sweet. Let me actually pull up that that spreadsheet, Zach, so we could so we can toss those codes at any given point.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream. I think you gotta get everyone's face cam to fit in the boxes still.
I think it should refresh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pinging people on the server.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, let's have the stream open here just to like make sure everything's good, so I can read the chat.
For sure.
It's like I don't have double monitors. I just have a computer and then I have my MacBook for my other screen.
Right.
I feel that, man.
I need to enable streamer mode before we get into this, my bad.
I don't even know if I have room for 2 monitors, to be honest.
You gotta get there, man. The more monitors, the better. I thought that I'd be fine with like 4 monitors set up. I literally need like 100 monitors set up. Yeah. Like I need the hive. Like I'm gonna stop the world from a like gigantic bomb or something. I don't know.
I've seen people put like monitors like above their like computer, like up.
That
like,
sounds amazing.
So they like look up.
The stacked monitors sound kind of busted. Like I have 2, but like if I had a third above, like it would just be. Yeah, that'd be next level. That'd be next level. I already got 15 people in here. We're killing it.
That's crazy.
Juan Salento. What's up, fam? What's going on, my man?
How you guys doing?
Yeah, we should all have our chat rooms like up. Yeah, right. So.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up yours right here.
Nice. Yeah, shout out Chris. I mean, that's.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, we make some busted videos on the standard format decks. LDF makes some crazy decks on things other than standard. I primarily just do standard, but I appreciate that.
LDF just makes crazy decks.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm always, bro. I think I spend like at least 2 hours a night just theory crafting decks, and if the decks works, it's like all right, there we go, instant video.
I mean, even if and it's different too, because like there's so many decks that are not necessarily like super competitively viable, but they're incredibly fun and they're not bad. Those are the best decks because you can play, get some wins, like have fun, and it's something different, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to have fun on the ladder a lot of the time. I'm not trying to make like the deck that's trying to beat the best deck in the format,
Right, you're not trying to just take down E-turn all the time. Yeah, no,
exactly.
I hear that.
Yeah, guys, do not take down E-turn. I like that deck a lot.
Unless when Urshifu comes out, bro, I'm playing Aurora and Urshifu in every single one of my decks.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Count the Money is here on mine.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. I think we're all good now.
Bond Ocean.
So I got it all set up.
Sweetness. Sweetness.
Yo, appreciate that, Ibrahim. Ibrahim.
How are you guys doing, man? How's it been? It's been a little while. I mean, we had LDF on. I honestly forget the number. It was like 6 or 7. I think we had him on.
It was like 3 or something. It was the first. I was the first guest, I think.
Okay. So
it might have been 3 or 2.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's busted then. Yeah. So it's been a little while.
At this point, I'm about to become a co-host.
You should, bro. I'm down with it. Yeah, I'm down with it too.
I'm actually down too.
Let's get it. That's busted.
Okay, so I got the set up.
All right, Zach. What are you doing? All right, Zach.
Well, appreciate that, Okay,
I'm just double checking mine. I think.
One like you
I think mine Can someone on mine let me know if mine's... I don't think mine's echoing, right? Someone said echo. I don't know if...
Oh.
Did I do something wrong?
I don't know where the echo would come from, unless you have multiple audio output sources being played.
So basically all I think... I don't know. I think it seems pretty okay. I could be wrong. I double-checked on mine.
Yeah, you can pull up your own stream. They'll let you know.
It's a little echoey, just a heads up. I don't know if y'all are recording from this or whatever. It's weird. Let me just double check my settings here quick.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll see if I can listen.
It's good, bro. We got time. We're chilling. Chris says, "What are you guys doing?"
You on the thing. Your audio is fine. No echo.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I have like it should be connected. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna be answering questions, Chris.
Yeah, we're just yeah. You guys can just ask whatever.
Yeah, I think
we have
just
a few
answer.
topics.
So if anyone, Maddie sounds echoey. It's always Maddie, man. Maddie's ruining everything.
Oh,
why do I sound echoey, bro? Why am I echoey? On mine or on yours?
Yeah, on mine or on... Are you listening to both of ours at the same time?
That could be the...
that could be the echo if you're listening. Because Maddie sounds fine to me. LDF seems fine to me.
The only reason I'd be echoing on Zach's stream, like Zach, would be because...
Audio's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're fine.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're just gonna rock with it either way. From what we know, it's pretty good. Which is good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty fine to me as well. Yeah, so I mean, vibing out. It's a Wednesday. It's a chill Wednesday.
It is.
That's what's up. You remember that meme, Zach, where it was like, I don't even know who's in the meme, but it's just some dude with the chill logo for his eyes, and he's like, when you think it's the weekend, but it's
weekend, bro.
But it's actually just
the weekend.
Wednesday. That's the weekend.
That's the weekend. Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't know when that picture was taken. He's the guy who's from like our area, LDF.
Yeah, the weekend.
Dude,
that guy's hype. It's crazy that guy's basically like our neighbor.
Dude, he was the Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
I don't think he lives out here. He's like all the good people from Canada are like, we're American now.
He's the Super. He was the Super Bowl halftime show, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That guy's crazy. Yeah, I actually like love the weekend. He's not necessarily like the best person. Like he's done some stuff in his life. Like he was like homeless and on crack and stuff. Not that I want to be talking about crack and Pokemon in the same thing, but I mean, that's what the weekend was doing, and lost a bunch of weight and gained a bunch of weight and plastic surgery and a halftime show. And I mean, if Post Malone can make it, here we are.
Yeah, it's right. If Post Malone can be on a Pokemon concert, bro, the sky's the limit.
I bet that guy has not passed every single drug test, and it shows that you can go from here to here.
Yeah, exactly. We got one question immediately. I think we just get off by answering it. Why not? Thoughts on Luke Metal in the meta right now? I feel like if E-Turn and Pikarom are most heavily played, then it's well positioned in the meta, but the Welder matchups can still be questionable. I still love the deck. Personally, I feel like it was pretty well positioned for like the last maybe month or so, but now with the whole Rusted Sword thing happening and ADP and Turbozation just kind of still are at this point really being able to deal with Luke Metal's damage reduction pretty well. I don't think it's super well positioned. I still think it has a good E-Turn matchup, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty solid deck still. I don't play it at all, but it is still like really. It's like the tankiness of it makes it really good.
Yeah,
Rusted Sword does suck though.
Yeah,
it does suck for the deck.
It's a big rip. I mean, honestly though, between ADP, Turbo, and Luke Metal, like in what order, LDF, are you ranking those three right now?
Probably ADP at the top. Luke Metal's probably a third place deck. It's still good though. It's just it gets bodied by Welder.
That's what I was
But it can beat Tempozard or Crescephalon, whatever it's called. It can still beat that deck pretty easily though. Sometimes they just run out of energy.
Oh, Chris, sorry, said, I asked the first question. He said, do we have a favorite standard deck? LOL. Sorry, Chris. Yeah. Favorite standard decks? Go.
E-Turn. E-Turn right now. I used to really like Pika, but I'm liking E-Turn a lot right now. I think it's just I've been doing a lot of digging on the Dino Data app, so shout out to I mean, I don't entirely know who's the person who's behind Dino Data, but whoever it's doing, I'm using it and it's broken.
Yeah, shoot us an email. Just kidding.
I think for me, I'm gonna go either Crowbat VMAX or Orbital VMAX. Those are just the two decks that I'm enjoying the most right now.
Yeah. Those are fun
You're
decks.
You're such a Maddie Sim. Stop. You just had to mention Orbital, and Maddie's like, Orbital!
Those are listen. Those are fun. My favorite decks are typically sort of the decks where you get to really, you have multiple options in which how you place your damage. So for me, like Orbital, I love Orbital, but I also love things like Dragapult, and I thought Darmanitan was pretty cool. But I would say honestly, Dragapult and Orbital, those are in my opinion the most fun decks to play.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
Beetle.
those decks are pretty fun. I mean, I've been having you want to know what deck I've had a lot of fun with is the Reshiram Amazing Rare deck. That's been the most fun I've had with Pokemon in a minute. I've been having actually Cramorant VMAX. I actually filmed my video. It's gonna go up on my channel tomorrow.
It's a good one.
I literally like flipping 11 coins. There's something about me that's just like this seems so fun.
And then you get to do it again too with Glimwood if you want.
I got a question from mine from Ian D's competitive Pokemon,
Woo!
aka Mr. Ethan Ribble.
Let's get it.
Aka Ian D's Pokemon. Not nuts. Anyways, best way to play Turbo Zacian, Nets, Meowth, or Clay. See, I only recently came up on the Clay.
Yeah, Clay's busted.
And I'm like, I don't know, like, is Clay broken in that deck? I haven't tried it.
In my
People
opinion,
are telling me it's broken.
In my opinion, it's broken just because you can play high energy count and discard those energies and take the saucers, take the turbo patches, right, in your top whatever you discard, and then perhaps you just get those 3 energies. I think it's the best for energy acceleration personally, but in terms of is it the most viable overall, I'm not sure. Because Ethan did win, I think, with Clay, or he got a pretty high placement recently at a tournament with Clay Turbozation with the Jirachi engine. And I thought it was a cool list, but I don't know. I haven't really tested. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Nets. I think Nets is fine. I don't hate Nets. I just don't think it hits for the numbers that we want to hit it for. I think if you're trying to hit for the numbers, you want to hit for Meowth. Clay might be more consistent. I just that's the one that I'm probably sleeping on a little bit. But like I said, I just put out a video for the Meowth version the other day. I think the Meowth version is quite good. I think Ditto's Almazenta is very strong. A lot of people have weak lists for the deck, so it's one of those things where nothing matters. The metagame's just kind of like been out for like a week.
Right.
For like it's literally been out for a week, so it's one of those things where we don't necessarily have a chance to discover the full format, seeing if one's better poised against the meta. We'll have to figure that out for like the team challenges and what's the other
maybe
Players Cup.
Yeah.
Do you think Players Cup will see some newer stuff? Do you think people are going to kind of play it safe and maybe just roll with the old classics, Darkness Ablaze classics?
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean, Shining Fates didn't give us like the super greatest decks, other than like the Zacian deck.
I feel like Shining Fates did a lot more than Vivid.
It really did.
Like, Vivid was just like we got Colossal and we got Maddie's secret wife.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I'll tell you what, the video, dude, the content was pretty fire when Shining Fates came out. Like I was lucky enough because Card Cavern hooked it up, and I was able to get all of those new cards, the new VMAXs. So like when I posted Crowbat, Ditto, and Turbozation, like all in that first few days, like it was very well received, and I think that overall, like you know what I mean, it did bring a lot of fun decks. I don't know if it really brought anything super top tier other than maybe Turbozation, but Crowbat's also
it just like refreshed the game a little bit because we were kind of in like a boring period, kind of where like we're just in between sets.
Yeah, I think it'll hold us out for like a month.
I'm fine with it. I wish we actually had like. Not that I wish that they released more product on a day-to-day basis or a month-to-month basis. Yeah. But I mean, they used to release like promo cards back in the day, like every once in a while that were like brand new that could change with the metagame. That's kind of what Shining Fates felt like. So like I wish we kind of had like a league battle deck or something with all brand new cards that we just had to pick up. Yeah. So that we kind of got like a whole like additional expansion to play around with instead of having like a reprint set. Right. So I think if they made it more like concise. You got like a playset of all these cool cards and some kind of like there's a Cramorant VMAX deck, there's a thing, and we could all pick those up that way. That'd be super cool. So the release structure is weird for Shining Fates, considering it is like that like half set. You can't get the Poke Coins or anything like that. But I mean, I think it's been kind of fun. Like it's definitely shaking things up a little bit.
I mean, like how they added shiny versions of all the cards. I like that too.
I do. Everyone likes that, bro. Everyone likes that, man. I mean. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting a ton of questions in my chat right now.
I'm seeing that.
Yeah, start answering. Okay,
all right. I guess next up, thoughts on what is it? Entering an Eternatus Alolan Persian deck anti-meta into competitive battles. So, was it ULDF? Did I made a video recently with Persian?
Yeah, I just did a Crowbat VMAX Persian deck. Yeah, the Persian is immune to Pokemon with Special Energy, Ultra Beasts, and Tag Team Pokemon. Oh. The card is cool. Yeah, it's cool. Like Persian can auto win Mad Party technically, and it can auto win other decks that rely on Special Energy. But I think its main issue though, like against Pika Rom, your opponent just goes Boltund, and unless they put a Speed Energy on the Boltund, then the Boltund kind of just destroys you. So I think the Persian's okay. Maybe as like a one of. It could be okay as a one of.
All right. Okay. What do you think's better, Mew3 Lightning or Mew3 Welder?
So if we're talking Mewtwo, I'm probably gonna go with Mewtwo because that deck you have more options available. The Welder build is very linear. Like you just gotta go hit Welder, find the Pokemon. You might do a Flare Blitz. Yeah, I think the Mewtwo deck's probably better, but the Mewtwo deck is a bit harsher on crushing Hammerheads.
Yeah, I agree. I think they both have their upsides. Like, right, to be honest. But if I had to play one, I would say Mew3 Lightning right now. It just depends, like what you hit, I suppose. But I think overall, that made sense. We got an LDF question specifically. What do you think on Alolan Raichu expanded deck? I don't know.
Is that the one? I think it's the one where you discard all the energy on it. You can like damage everything on the bench. It could be cool. Maybe I'll do a video on it at some point in the near future with like I think it's like Nuzzle and Electrode. Like you Electrode, move the energy off, put it on the Raichu. Yeah, I might try that out for a future video. Could be a fun little rogue for sure.
For sure. Okay. Super cool. You got anything in your chat, Zach?
So I got from Dan Onderco. I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing that last name. It's count the money. Count the money. Be all about that.
Count that money.
Does Salazzle have a chance in the next format? Could at least be next format's Donphan Spiritomb.
Yeah, I think that level. You know?
Sure, I think any deck like that has an opportunity if enough people put stuff into it. Like, we can kind of go where Mad Party went from being a tier 3 deck. You have a professional player like Daniel Altavilla. They totally take the deck from the ground up, reinvent how the deck's played. And I mean, the deck actually has a spot in the top 10 decks in format now. So I think any deck has the possibility to do that as long as there's some kind of viable strategy. Do I think Salazzle is going to be amazing? Only time will tell, but my first thought is probably no. Probably see it on LDF's channel.
Yeah, I'll definitely make a video on it.
where all the decks go to, they exist for one day in a video.
Yeah, they pop off. I mean, listen, like it makes the ladder more diverse. Like whenever LDF posts a video, like the ladder gets a little breath.
Yeah, it's like me LDF, like Mahone. We post like Did I just say me LDF? What the hell?
Yeah,
I just talked
me LDF. Like who are you?
When all the big YouTubers post a video, the ladder becomes a bit different.
Yeah, for sure, man.
The ladder's been a little stale ever since Azul became homeless this week.
No cap.
No. Oh man.
I mean, sometimes it gotta happen. I mean, nothing but love towards Azul and all the other content creators. I think it's more or less some moving gripes or something some rocky bumps along the road. But moving does suck.
Year, bro. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, moving.
I might even move in September. You're moving again? You should move over here.
We have some pretty.
We should make a streaming hype house.
A PCGO streamer house. I've actually thought of that before. I've talked to a few people about that, but I don't know if it'll. PCGO doesn't have there's not as much money to be made, you know.
Right.
You'd have to have like a booming.
Maybe after the ranked ladder, when you guys can all just rip up the ranked ladder every day. That kind of sounds busted. Zach, what do you think? Do you think we toss some code out into our chat? Real quick.
We got a code. Do we have codes?
I
should probably.
We'll pop a code off. We'll pop a code off.
Yeah, because we just got codes on our podcast, everyone. I guess we never even announced it. Yellhorn episode 11.
Yeah, well, I think I was gonna do like an official start at one point, and then.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll get into.
I ruined the surprise. I'm like.
I think they know at this point, bro. Kidney God. Kidney God. He says, how hard do you think Sentient E-Turn decks will hit?
It's a good question.
By rotation? I think they're both going to get... Well, E-Turn...
E-Turn doesn't seem like it gets hit by E-Turn. It seems like it's getting hit by
Zapdos and Urshifu.
Zapdos.
Yeah, for sure. I think without Welder,
Well, in my opinion, Centiskorch is like... The only way to effectively play... You'd have to play with like Kricketune Rose, or you'd have to play it with like Trumbeak. I think Fire has a place in the rotation, though, because Zacian is going to be really good still. So I think Fire is going to be good. But I think over Centiskorch, you just rather play Victini VMAX when it comes out.
I agree. I think, I think they designed Victini VMAX to a no-welder type meta, right? I mean, it's similar to... there was another Fire card that had like a 2 energy attack cost. I forget what exactly it was. But Victini, I mean... Yeah, so it's sort of like that where, Centiskorch thrives on having lots of energy onto it, and without good energy acceleration, it's just not going to be too viable in my opinion. And I think Victini's the opposite direction where, it's sort of matchup specific, but for only 2 energy, it can do big damage. So I'm hyped for Victini too, man.
Yeah, I think Eternatus will probably fall out. It depends because if Eternatus gets popular, Zapdos, Urshifu is always going to be good, but Zapdos will see more play. Eternatus might slip in the meta here and there when fighting decks kind of die out a little bit.
Right.
But then as soon as it pops back up, fighting comes back. So it'll probably be in and out of the meta. Unless we get a weakness guard energy reprint, I don't see Eternatus sticking around. It's still not bad, I guess, but it also might struggle against like Zacian and stuff.
So. I feel like they need to reprint Weakness Guard. Because right now the only deck that can remove weakness is Metal. And I just feel like it's not fair to not have a colorless Weakness Guard, right? For at least every deck to just...
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah, I mean, if you guys want to officially start things off, and then this is where we'll actually start the whole recording part of it.
The audio process.
Yeah. You guys down?
I'm down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm down.
Is the volume not... Maybe that's what it is. 1 second.
You're good.
I think...
LDF, what do you think of Ditto Box?
I think it's pretty cool. I'm always a fan of those toolbox decks. I think it's decent. It's probably not a bad deck at all for sure. A deck that can cover all the matchups is good. Yeah.
It's one of the decks, and I don't think people give it enough credit. But if you get at least somewhat fortunate, at least every game, which typically is what it takes to win these best of one tournaments these days. Yeah. If you're playing that deck and you do get somewhat fortunate every game, like I don't think there's really a matchup where you lose. In my list specifically, I didn't tech for Colossal, so that's something that you'll probably lose to. But other than that, yeah, I think you just beat everything as long as you get somewhat fortunate, and I think it can be extremely powerful. I think if you play that 3-4 times a week, after a couple weeks, you're just gonna win a tournament with it, because it's just a matter of time. I like the deck list a lot. Personally.
Yeah, I think the Welder and the Guardian build, and there might even be like a Bolton build that could be decent.
Could be, like electric one. I thought about that too. Yeah, just run electric energies, right? Why not?
Yeah, just kind of make it like Mewtwo with Ditto instead, though.
Sounds busted, bro. Yeah. You can run Tapu Koko V, bro. You can do some stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Good pop.
Let's officially kick it off. Sound good?
Woo!
Yep. I'm ready.
All right, Yellhorn Podcast, episode 11, officially kicking off technically our second season of the Yellhorn Podcast. We're back with our first ever guest. No bias, but probably our favorite guest of all time, Littledarkfury. What's going on, my man?
What up, guys? How y'all doing?
We're doing good, man. I'm pretty hyped. We're live, of course, for people listening to this on Spotify or whatever audio platform they're listening to. We are live, and it's busted. We will be taking some questions from chat, but we do have some stuff that we want to talk about. Last time we had LDF on, it was a bit more interview style. We got to know LDF a little bit better, and we got to ask some questions. So I highly suggest if you're pretty interested in learning more about LDF there, go check out that first podcast. But today we're just gonna be just going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're just vibing out. We're viewer questions. I mean, if there's anything anyone wants to talk about, I mean, we could all talk about it.
Exactly.
We got a lot of cool stuff going on in the Pokemon community right now. We got right now we're Chill Wednesday, and that's the only way that we're ever thinking about Wednesday. So Wednesday's Maddie's tournament, 200 Shining Fates codes into
free entry.
The prize pool.
Free entry.
I mean, some people think Maddie's a Grinch. I don't think so. I think Maddie's a generous soul.
I am a what are the people called? I'm like I'm a Whoville person.
You're the Whoville person?
A Whoville?
Yeah, right.
You're Cindy Lou Who?
I'm her dad. He's like a mailman.
You're her dad.
Yeah. He's got a sweet mustache. As long as you don't make her yeah, do not Cindy Lou Who better not be calling you Daddy Maddie. Otherwise I'm calling the cops. Anyways. It is. That's an old movie, bro. She's probably pretty old at this point, I would say.
I think they made another one with Tyler, the Creator, and I mean, I guess he said worse.
They might have, yeah.
What?
That soundtrack was flames, though.
Yeah.
All rappers should make Christmas movies.
I agree. Oh, man. Pika Disney Porg. P-O-G-R-G. I don't know. He says happy season 2, man. Happy season 2. Hype. We're hyped to be back.
Hey, let's go.
Let's get it.
I don't know what's going on. People keep on saying that there's an echo on my side. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know.
I'm so confused. Your guests are getting echo. I'm not entirely sure. That's crazy. Like, I listened to it back and it sounded fine to me, but
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll just whatever. We're gonna go with it. There's technical difficulties. If there's technical difficulties at this point, we're gonna go with it. I thought it. If there's something that doesn't fix, you can watch it on Maddie's stream. Apparently, Maddie's not having anything like that. So, go ahead.
There we go. Shout out to my stream, bro.
Shout out to Maddie's stream.
Yeah, man. I mean, Zach is actually live streaming his run through Chill Series tonight as well. So if you're watching this live on either of our channels or whatever it might be, tune into a stream. Watch his run of Chill Series tonight. Kicks off at 6 p.m. If you're not registered, just go register, man. It's free. You have a chance to win some Shining Fates packs. I think winner is going to get like 60 packs, which is kind of wild.
Pretty good amount, yeah. Shining Fates is still going for a lot right now on the public trade, so
for sure. Well yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. We got some good topics today as well. Of course, Shining Fates is out. We've seen a bunch of cool new decks. Awesome little shake up in the meta, so we're going to definitely be talking about that with LDF because he's made some awesome videos on some new lists. Maybe going into sort of talking a little bit about Players Cup stuff, because I think the actual top 256, like the regional format, I don't know what you call it. The next phase of Players Cup is coming up soon, right, Zach?
Yeah.
And what else do we have here? Maybe we talk a little bit about just the chill meta, our expectations, maybe. Who knows? And anything else that you guys want to ask us in chat? I can't say we'll get to everything, but we'll try to hit on some stuff.
That's the plan.
So I mean, I don't know. Before we jump into some like viewer questions and stuff like that, favorite decks from, I don't know, what are your favorite decks right now? Like for me, I've been having a lot of fun with Shining Fates.
Yeah.
I don't think Shining Fates is necessarily meta breaking. I think it changed like what it did to the meta game. I think it took decks like Luke Metal, filtered them out. Turbo Zacian kind of became the spiritual new Luke Metal, because let's be real, like Luke Metal's been doing nothing in the deck for a minute. Adding in a Zam or a Ditto or something like that really is just, it's a Zacian deck. It's cool. But I think it's just kind of changed out the meta a little bit like that. Of course, there's the fun new decks like Reshiram. There's a fun new deck such as Evil Tall. All the amazing rares were like somewhat viable. I thought that was cool. All the VMAXs, except maybe Delmise, I think are viable. I think Maddie says Delmise is a little bit more viable than I think. I'm not sold on
bad. I like it.
I think it's
Snipe Attack is
okay. You guys, I need you to sell it on to me, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't even think I would ever play this at a league challenge. I don't think I'd ever play this at like Bunny tournaments.
It's a future.
I don't think I'd ever.
It's a future format deck, in my opinion. Like once rotation happens and you don't really have to worry about Welder too much. In my opinion,
it'll be good then.
Yeah, in my opinion, I don't think it's too bad, and I think it's really just sort of one really good maybe tech card that hasn't been released yet, away from being really consistent. Because there's times, and the video I made on it was a Rose Silvally, and
I saw that. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
It's very clunky, but the deck works very well with Rose, right? If you're going second and if you're going first in your second turn, you're able to get the 4 energies on Delmise and evolve into VMAX technically, right? And then you can actually hit the bench for, I think it's 120. If they're setting it up in an E-turn or something, and the next turn you can come back for the 240 if you move them up into the active. So there's a lot of different paths and lines with that deck that are actually very viable. Overall, is it better than maybe Rillaboom VMAX? I'm not sure. But
Rillaboom gets stronger with Energy Recycler coming back in Battle Styles.
Exactly. I'm excited. I love Rillaboom VMAX as well. It's just one of those things. I don't think it's a bad deck. I think it's just grass decks, green decks. They're just not very playable.
Yeah, not right now. They're not good. But yeah, I think Delmise might be one of the better Rillaboom decks in post rotation. The Snipe Attack is probably what makes it so good, is because you can finish stuff off, you can set stuff up. Mew is gone in rotation too, so I think Delmise VMAX might be something to consider.
The Dene as well. There's just it's just one of those things where if you do get 5 energies on a Delmise and you have the goggles, like you're just one-shotting Crowbats on the bench. And if you do run Rillaboom Engine, I guess you can do that on turn 2 or 3 pretty consistently. So I don't know. And the 240 to the active, like it's not bad.
Pretty good, yeah. Delmise VMAX does also have the Delmise V. Delmise V, it's not a bad card either. That at first attack is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is good.
1 for 120 is good if you get knocked out,
for sure.
So Delmise V Max, honestly I might prefer over Rillaboom, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more fun, right? It's a bit different, which I like. My personal favorite like sort of archetype and card to come out of Shining Fates was Ditto. Like I thought Ditto V is just cool. Like it's a concept that we don't have right now in the game. And in my opinion, it's sort of like the new version of like Mewtwo decks. So like after rotation, people you can get really creative with it, right? And I think that's what's cool about it. And I'm sure eventually it'll be really playable, even if it's just like a 1 or 2 of in a lot of decks that use V Pokemon. I think it's super cool. And I've always loved that sort of Aurora box, Welder box deck list. That one Chill Series 3 way back in the day. Now I think it's just better with Ditto, so that's my favorite for sure.
My favorite card, I'm leaning towards Kyogre right now. Crowbat, I like Crowbat. I still think it has potential. I want to try it out in online tournaments. I'm hyping the deck up still, but I kind of like Kyogre a lot more, man. Kyogre is just really fun to play. I've been playing a lot in Expanded recently.
Yes.
With Electrode and Dusknoir, and it's like if your opponent benches Pokemon, you get like lucky off a Pokepuff. The deck's actually pretty good. Yeah, I think Kyogre might be my favorite, but Crowbat I think is my second favorite, or if not tied for first. Those are my two favorites. I think.
Yeah, it seems like Kyogre is like a lot of these cards are a lot more busted and expanded in my opinion. And standard, like I don't know if people are really gonna run Kyogre into standard just because it's just not. It doesn't have the utility that it does.
It's slow. It needs 4 energy.
Right.
It can work with Frostmoth or Dragonite.
Dragonite's
but
what
it's
I saw,
like, yeah, but at the end of the day, Dragonite deck's a stage 2 deck, so it's like, is it really that good? It's more for fun, obviously. If you're just looking to have fun the ladder, I think the Dragonite build is probably good. But if Kyogre gets like a better energy acceleration engine, maybe it can become good. It might be okay post rotation if Mew leaves, because you still have Frostmoth, but you wanted the Cocoa Prism. But yeah, Kyogre's
Amazing rares they just seem like they're destined to fail at some point. Like I think they put these like crazy attack costs because they're actually like crazy attacks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they do.
Right, like it's one of those things. Like those attacks would not be a 1 energy attack. Like I think I was reading on the channel Fireball or something like that, and I think Caleb or something gave like Reshiram 1 out of 5, and I was like, because he said that 270 wasn't enough, and I was like, I don't know, man. I think 270 is a decent bit of damage. Like I don't know. When I was playing it, it felt really good. It felt closer to a tiered deck. Than a rogue deck.
No, I agree with that. I like Reshi a lot personally. Like
Reshiram has a really good energy cost. It can work with Welder and Coco.
Exactly. No, exactly. The deck list I made with Reshi was actually the one with also the Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos tag team. Which was a list again that was inspired by Marcos Cifuentes. Was a list he ran one time. I think at like a Sunday Open, and I was like, that actually sounds busted. And the synergy is really good because they do also both have the fire and the electric in their attack cost. But also, it's just really good for those matchups to where having a single prize Pokemon hitting for 270 isn't necessarily good. Like against like single prize archetypes, maybe things like Mad Party, or it's also like it makes the matchup even better against things like Zacian decks. The Bird Trio is a busted card, bro. Like you hit 210, it's actually pretty easy to set that thing up with that Victini. Hit for 210. We're running Vitality Bands. That's 220. You're KOing almost all V Pokemon. If they're running like a VMAX, they retreat to the bench. We can just hit them with that Sky Legends, spread 110 to 3. It's actually just really cool, and I think you have a lot of options in that list. It makes it a little bit clunkier, I think, but the matchup spread opens up a bit. I loved that deck. I
have to try it out. Sky Legend can help too set up damage for Reshiram, maybe to KO stuff. So.
No, exactly. It's
who knows?
It's a deck that you can get punished really easily. But
I think out of all the amazing rares, I think Yveltal was the worst of the 3. It's just the one that needs most energy.
Yeah, right.
It's very situational. The card's only good if you're playing against a 3-prize deck.
Exactly. Which again
I agree with that.
Might be better after rotation, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Also, like I don't know, like. When you guys are like filming videos, like I tried to film the Yveltal video. I think I hit Mad Party like 4 times in a row on the ladder when I was trying to film the Yveltal. Do you guys feel like you hit that at all? Like
yeah,
if I lose against this one deck, I'm just gonna have to restart. Like I'll show one game in the video where I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. Beyond that, yeah, I don't know. It's literally like I hate like some videos are fine, but it's just like sometimes you hit the worst matchup like 5 times in a row, and you're like, I had 1 hour to make this video, and now I got to do other things. Being a content creator is rough sometimes. They need to make like a ladder where you can watch other or play against only decks you want. I guess that's what homies are about, but
yeah, that'd be insane.
That would be hilarious.
That is the struggle though. That is struggle. When you're trying to make a video and it's like you can't get good games and it's like your time crunch. That happens to me all the time. That almost happened to me today with the video I have for tomorrow. Because I had to record my Patreon video too. So I was like, ooh, I might stream after for your tournament. So I'm like, I don't know if I have enough time to make this video.
Right.
I was able to get it done though, thankfully. But yeah, it was like, oh,
for sure. Yeah, my problem when I was recording all last week when stuff was coming out was like it was just turbozation every matchup, and it was like it was really good sometimes.
ADP.
Yeah, or like an ADP. Exactly, just Zacian decks. I remember when Sorry, you go.
Yeah, usually when I'm making a video and it's like I run to ADP and it's like, all right, ADP, I make a video and I post a game of me beating ADP. The video's good because people like seeing ADP get bodied.
Right.
And then I play against it and they get the lucky turn, they get the crushing hammerheads, and I'm like, concede. Move on to the next game.
Exactly, and that's what you have to do, right? Like at some point you can't make content.
I want to play against it.
Yeah, exactly. When I was recording for my Cran video, I hit like 4 peaks in a row, and I was just like, I'm out of here, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but for sure, man. Shining Fates is cool. Is there anything else? I guess we didn't really talk too much about Crowbat.
Yeah,
Crowbat VMAX is hot. I mean, a lot of people. I don't know what the best Pokemon. Like, I've just gone to like pure Altaria because I think Altaria is the best one out of all of them, and I'm
it
like,
definitely is, yeah.
screw it in most cases. I just don't need the extra Toxicroak damage. I'm just gonna isolate their other Pokemon.
Galarian Weezing.
I don't like. I don't know if Galarian Weezing does it. It
just
doesn't feel like it does enough. I like that it has the shiny version because I got those clout cards.
You get the
but
bling,
it's not good enough.
My issue with the Galarian Weezing is that it can't move that easily. You have to play Bird Keeper Switch or High Dark Energy.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
I'm not sure it's good.
And you can always maybe attach that one to it and do like the severe poison attack and just leave it up there to die. The only use that I saw with it was against like E-Turn perhaps. Because
I don't even know about E-Turn because E-Turn can fold to like an Altaria. Like if you look at a lot of these decks, like a lot of people have been talking about my E-Turn decks in some private DMs, calling you out on my podcast. Anyways, yeah, exactly. Well, when you're playing one Hoopa and you're playing one Yveltal, that's not enough to beat Altaria. That's a fact.
If you have 3,
right? So that's the way that I look about
like
Weezing. You can't get past like. Sure, the Weezing's not gonna. I just don't see the Weezing. I'd rather just have an Altaria up there and be like, attack me with clutch at best.
No, that's what I mean. Altaria is like almost always a better option, but Weezing was good because like if you're going against an E-Turn and they have a full board, and you shut off their abilities, of course, like they have to discard their bench Pokemon like for their bench Pokemon, which is always good because then their damage is reduced, right? And then
and that can help against Crowbat.
Right, and eventually if you do that enough times, they just run out of Pokemon to fill up their bench. If they, if you could pop it late game or something. So that's like the one use that I found with it. But other than that, there was literally never a time where I would rather put up Galarian Weezing than Altaria because it's but
yeah, I agree. I think Altaria and Dolls is the way to go. I mean, Persian's cool. I tried it out. Persian's situational. If you can play both Persian and Dolls, it's like the Persian can be good in other matchups like Mad Party or anything, or like Kramer and VMAX. Just any deck using special energy, you can just be like Persian for this, Altaria for this. So maybe Persian might be better.
The only thing when I play Crowbat and my opponent bosses me 3 times in a row, 3 turns in a row, I'm just like
they always find that boss, man.
Yeah,
they
always
find the boss, and it's always the Lysander now. The Lysander comes up way more often.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
I'm like home slice. Those Giovannis are at the thing. Pokemon's like automatically making an upgrade. They're like, we're gonna screw up the algorithm in PTC Geo just so you have those Lysanders all the time more.
Yeah,
those upgrades, bro.
Yeah, and that's the problem with that's the problem with sometimes just wanting to play a fun deck is Boss's Order. It's like people are playing 3 to 4 of them now. It's like you can't really do anything. Like Boss is just so inherently broken that it's like ADP gatekeeps fun decks, but a lot of people also sleep on Boss gatekeeping fun decks.
But it's Boss in general. Like no one would really play ADP as much if Boss didn't exist, and I agree with that.
To be fair, I do like that Boss is a governing kind of thing in our format.
Yeah, I think it is.
Otherwise, we'd go back to 2011 where catchers were like
I was broken,
and it's just like one of those things. And like I remember catchers were going for like $12 each back in the day, and then it's just like, and then like I was playing Pokemon Reversals because I was on that broke life after going to San Diego, and it's like one of those things where I'm just like, man, like I think Boss is fun.
It's fine because again, things like Crowbat,
it's a necessary evil. It's like Crushing Hammer. If without Crushing Hammer, ADP and Eternatus would be like running the game, and they're not that fun to play against.
I still think hammers should be like custom hammers, like custom catchers, where you need like 2 in your hand to use.
That's a decent idea. I'm hoping Crushing Hammer leaves. It's the fact that games get decided on a coin flip is just like
exactly like it's just a coin flip.
It's not that games get decided. Like I think that's the biggest common misconception. The only take about Crushing Hammer is that you're trying to slow down the pace of the game. So it's a necessary evil that we have right now. Yeah. Otherwise, deck you just have no answers against other decks. Like we need other better roadblock cards, and right now our roadblock cards are either Coin Flip, Crushing Hammer, which is terrible, or you have something like Reset Stamp, which is like there's times where I Reset Stamp my opponent to 1. Like Reset Stamp's a cool card. I don't think it's the correct card that we need. Like we need some kind of in between card that you could play a little bit more. Like N, I think was more of a balanced card. However, I don't even think N. I don't even know if N's like a super balanced card. Like I think like. We had issues with N when we had issues with N. We had issues with Marshadow when we had issues with Marshadow.
Yeah.
It's just, we're looking back on formats, and I don't know.
I think having Marnie and Stamp is kind of a lot, in my opinion. Like,
I think they need to give us, like, if anyone at TCPI ever watches this, bro, I think we need a good supporter to challenge Marnie, like a Cynthia reprint.
Yes.
Karina was not enough, but, like, I'm just saying, because Marnie is a very sack-heavy card. The fact that it doesn't shuffle, you can get punished for having good cards in your hand.
Yeah.
It's also, in my opinion, just let loose 2.0. Marnie's necessary. I always think there should be a hand disruption card in the game. I think that is always, it's, needed to have.
Yeah.
See, people don't have insanely big hands and that can't get stopped. But in my opinion, Marnie just feels like it just has no challenger, so you're forced to play it. So you're just kind of forced to play this game of Marnie to 4, hope you don't dead draw.
And there are a lot of cards that you'll probably get Marnied into that you can just shuffle your deck. Like, to be honest, right? Like, if you get Marnied into a quick ball, like maybe you just quick ball to shuffle your deck. Like, there's ways to get around putting it on the bottom, but it's also one of those things where, like, you're not in control, not only of the cards that you draw, but like the fact that the cards that you have in your hand before you get Marnied, and now they're on the bottom, right?
It really does feel like let loose. Like I'll go first. I'll like, all right, I'll pass. My opponent goes second. They Marnie me turn 1. That's like the equivalent of getting let loose almost. It's not as broken because your opponent, it's your supporter for the turn, but it's also you don't get shuffled. But like, I do think we need a strong draw supporter back in the format that can rival Marnie. Like Research is no doubt not gonna ever not see play. That discard draw 7 is always gonna be broken
for sure.
But we just need a better draw card with Marnie to compete. Like the options like Birdkeeper and Erica and like Sinlin and like Welder, they're good, but like we just need something that like every deck can play that like rivals Marnie's like brokenness. Like Cynthia Reprint would be great.
Yeah, I agree. I think just to appease the chat room, I think maybe we just start answering a little bit of questions here for a minute.
Yeah, I'm down.
Or two, just because we got some piling up. Okay, let's see this first one. Where is it? Have you guys ever played each other in games in the past?
Yeah, I think I played.
We played together one time. We played together at in that single prize tournament.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever played. Yeah, you did win that tour. Well, I mean, a funny story about that was like I figured it was single prize and Baby Dragapult was incredibly busted. LDF knew this and was like, I'm just going to run Galarian Weezing and destroy you guys. And that's what he did.
Honestly, I don't even know if my list was like that great at beating the deck. I think I played against 3 or 4 Dragapults, and it was sometimes an uphill battle. Like if a few of the lists I played were like mainly Cinccino draw engine, so they didn't have many supporters, so Weezing bodied them, but like I don't know if the list was as good to beat the deck. Like the math was actually kind of bad.
Yeah, the
poison damage wasn't actually that relevant.
Right.
In the long run.
It was definitely winnable for Dragapult. Like if I was a smart player and I prepped for that matchup, I probably could have made it better for me. I just didn't. Like I think there was like you and maybe one other person in the tournament that was running that Weezing, and I managed to hit you. Yeah, and I was like, really. But
the Weezing was good against Bird Boy though. The control deck, the matchup was good because Bird Boy's deck played like Pidgeotto and stuff, so it was like, all right, just poison every turn and hope I don't lose all my energy in time.
I don't think I've ever really played Zach. Have you ever played Zach, LDF?
I don't know if we have.
I might have played you IRL. I met you a very long time ago in real life. You probably don't remember this.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm the worst at remembering like any kind of interaction, especially like when it comes if you
tell the story. Tell the story. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I met
Lesage came out to me. He stole my lunch. He beat me up. He called my mom some names. Check his Twitter out from 2012. You know what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
What's up?
I think I met you. This was after your brother won Worlds. This was in like 2011 or 2010. I met you at my local card shop. I forget.
Which one was that?
Skyfox Games.
Oh, Scott. So you were in Oshawa back then.
Yeah, back then that's where I was. I met you before. But yeah, I barely remember anything. But yeah, I remember meeting you though.
That's fun.
Like I'm not just like I assume that we would have met at some point because I think anyone like in our area, like our area is small enough where like if you go to like to different shops, you're gonna meet everything at some point.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
I've had you on my friends list too on Facebook, like long before we even like this whole like chill stuff.
That's
good, bro.
Like honestly, I'm terrible at all this stuff because like for me, when it comes to Facebook, I hardly ever pay attention. I guess I used to not pay attention too much. Like I used to just add anyone as long as they had like any kind of mutuals, and as long as they don't seem like they're one of those like random fake female accounts or something that come from like. But nowadays, I just don't even use Facebook. I think it's so.
I really don't know. It's boomers.
I think it's just a terrible. Yeah, exactly. It seems
all
like
propaganda and stuff. I'm trying to get political, but I go on there and I see like 20 things a day about politics, and I'm like, click off. Or I just see like bad boomer memes. It's like, I'm gonna stick to Twitter or Reddit or.
Like I'll post like my Christmas thing so like my grandparents can see what's going on.
Yeah.
I use Messenger. I think Messenger is pretty hot.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
I do use that too.
100%. Okay. Next one. Sorry, we were on a little bit of a tangent. Will you guys ever play any of your fans on PTCGO? I mean,
for me, I probably at least a few times a day I run into someone on the ladder that knows me. Like they'll say like the hello heart. But yeah, for the most part, I've played against a lot of subscribers before. I've done viewer battles. I run into people in tournaments a lot when I'm like playing. Yeah. Sometimes if I'll run to a subscriber and it's like, I've gotten a bit off topic, but like I've ran to a subscriber before and it's like, I'll get a bad start thing and I'll like instantly concede and the person will get mad at me. It's like, just because I'm a content creator doesn't mean I have to play every single game out that I'm in. Like I can concede if I want.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're recording too. Like
exactly, yeah. If I'm time crunched, I do apologize if I've ran into anyone I've conceded to them for whatever reason.
Yeah, I totally feel the same way. Like I have people who are like, I just have the most awful hand, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this one's not. Yeah, I click record, turn off record, all that stuff. But it's like, it is what it is. I mean, for me, I guess I played against some people. Obviously, like I think all three of us, in terms of content creators, have probably ran into someone who loves or hates our content for some way or another. It's got to be something like that. But beyond that, like I mean, I've done some viewer battles in the past, stuff like that, but it's not necessarily like anything that I go out of my way. I find a lot of the times, like recently, as my YouTube channel's been growing a lot lately, I have a lot of people who are like, hey, can you play me at this certain time, like in the comments?
Yeah.
And for me, like, unfortunately, like I'm just not in a position to do that. Yeah. I'm like, I have my girlfriend, I have my dog. If anyone's looking for like some personal one-on-one time, I do offer coaching.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, so I can't necessarily devalue my coaching to be playing offering. Not to say that Pokemon's not a game that we could all play for fun, but it's one of those things where you could watch, support my content. Maybe you could try to get on while I'm streaming or enter into the same tournaments. Like I'm playing in Chill tonight, enter in a Chill. There's a good chance that you might play me, especially like whatever. I think that's the best way to really go about it. But beyond that, I mean, I'm just vibing. What about you, Maddie? How many people do you play against?
I know for sure, because my name on PTCGO is different than like, you know, my name. So people probably don't know it's me if they don't, you know or watch a lot of my content stuff. But whenever I'm playing in a tournament, because my limitless username is Chill TCG, I've played in a few tournaments sometimes, and no matter what, whenever I'm in a tournament, because it's all the same people playing in all these online tournaments, right, on limitless. So if I'm on a limitless tournament and I match up with somebody and I'm like I'm like, hey, what's up, like what's going on, I sent you a friend request, they're like yo, like I love your tournament, whatever, because again, it's the same people. So if I'm playing on a limitless tournament, everybody always knows, because it's, you know what I mean, that's how it goes. But I don't know, sometimes I definitely hit, and it's more interesting because not even from a content perspective, or if I'm playing on the ladder, like every day I hit people that I know and I recognize who play in my tournaments, you know, so that's always fun because they're much better than I am, which is interesting. I used to do live streams back in the day on Twitch a little bit, and I did this thing called pack play, where my viewers could just send me a request, and then if they beat me in a game or whatever, they would get like one pack or whatever. Yeah, and that was fun. I don't have time really to live stream too much anymore like I used to. But
you're pretty busy with the tournaments and stuff. Yeah,
college and everything. But yeah, I've never really played a game against Zach, because he would probably just body me. I got bodied by LDM.
Yeah. If you're ever also watching, if you're ever playing against Maddie, like after the hours at 11 o'clock, and he starts being an ass after he's beating you, and he's hitting you with the well played, you have a good deck, it's probably because we got a few people on a Discord call and we think it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
we're not trying to be toxic, just literally having fun.
We do that at night. We'll play terrible decks. Until we body somebody.
When we got the big like size 13 foot on stream, like on your neck, that's when we're gonna hit you with the you have a good deck.
For sure. When I 6-0 you with Rose Delmise, bro, you better know I'm popping off the
best deck in the format.
Rose Mize, let's go, Rose Mize, let's go.
Oh, man. Oh, there it is, baby. All right, next up. Let's see, what do we got next?
Oh, sorry, I got one here. I only got one here because my chat's not popping up as much as yours. Let's go. What do we got going on over here? Blah 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 blah. Do you guys think competitive will fully go to PTCGO? I think that's it's a fair question, but the answer is no.
Yeah. For right now, TBC, I definitely want to focus on PTCGO. It's the only way to play the game, and PTCGO, people bash on it a lot for like not being the greatest, client. It's still a pretty solid client though. I've been playing it for like 7 years. I've never really had issues. I don't really, the bugs are annoying, but they're not like insanely like, it's not like every day I wake up like, I gotta play PTCGO, the buggiest game on the planet.
Yeah.
It's not a bad client. They definitely should update it for sure, but for now they're going to focus online on PTCGO because it runs fine. It does what it needs to do until they get back to IRL, which might happen in the fall or next year.
I don't even think so. I honestly, like, my hot take on it now, I recently read an article that changed my mind. I don't think we're necessarily going to run back into a regional type environments until like 2024.
Really?
I don't think we're going to, like, if you got to look at it, like, Australia is even going back
they've
into,
opened
like,
up.
they're opening up, but it also, like, if I read the article correctly, they're also going back into lockdown, so it seemed like a poor kind of decision to put things back. However, they've been running things unofficially. The way that the whole world's going right now, I really like for you and I, we both live in a very similar area. I have no current schedule to get my vaccine at all. I wouldn't even know in a couple, like, I don't even know if I'm getting one in a year, a month, a day. Like, I can't, there's nothing here that tells me that there's any kind of plan.
Yeah. I'm not even the first person in my house that has to get the vaccine. Like, I'm living with someone who's like vulnerable to COVID, so I wouldn't even get the vaccine first. Like, I would have to wait a bit.
I have, like,
I do want to get it whenever.
Yeah, I'm predisposed to things like that as well because I have, like, asthma and some sort of breathing issues. But my wife is sort of like a healthcare professional, so she's been vaccinated, luckily, and I just don't leave the house, and that's my solution. But in terms of the question, I think that IRL play is like a big part of the Pokemon trading card game competitively is to get people out and communicate in kind of the community environment. I don't think they're ever just going to be like, no, it's just online now. I do think
meeting everybody in person at a big event. It's like that's the experience. It's not just winning the tournament. That's the experience, hanging out with people.
Exactly. I mean, I think now that things are online, and even after things go back to normal, I think the online presence will still be. It'll be
online tournaments were a game changer.
Yeah, because it's just the fact now that it was the only thing we had for such a long time. When things go back to normal, it'll still be pretty relevant, I think, at least for a long time. It'll be in people's minds. Gods of Gravity says, I played against Meditate 98 once in a Players' Cup, and he didn't heart back. He didn't give me the heart emote back.
Jeez, that's cold.
Yeah, that's my.
How dare you?
You probably beat me anyway because I didn't even qualify for Players' Cup. So.
I see a pretty good question here for me in your chat, Maddie.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah. So Alex May, does Littledarkfury play in-person tournaments before COVID or just online? So actually, this is a story I kind of like to talk about. So yeah, I used to play IRL back in like 2009 or 2010 to 2013 was like my run in like IRL play. I never won a tournament or anything. I did okay in regionals, but I did play IRL for a few years. The reason why I stopped playing, I went specifically PTCGO only really since I left. In 2013, I ended up moving then my ride to my local league, and Pickering was gone. So I was like, oh shoot, I moved. I don't want to go. There's nowhere to go. I don't have anyone that can drive me, and my parents were kind of like strict on it. So I just stopped playing. But I did get into PTCGO because I still had that passion to play the game, and I still wanted to play it. And so I just stuck with PTCGO. But yeah, I haven't played since. But when everything is back to normal, IRL's back, I do plan on getting back in IRL. Like, I am collecting cards now, collecting, investing too. Like, I'm in, investing in, sealed product and stuff. I want to, try to make money, but also it's cool to have, a collection. I'm a Pokemon YouTuber, so naturally having a Pokemon card collection is already really good. There's some pretty big stuff coming for Battle Styles. I'm just saying right now.
That's what's up, man. But I'm excited, too, for Battle Styles.
Yeah. But when everything opens back up, I do want to maybe go to the first tournament that's in Toronto, whenever that is, the first big tournament in Toronto. I'm gonna probably hit that up because I want to meet people, bro. I want to meet all the content creators, all the players, all the people I've made friends with, all my subscribers. That'd be really fun. So I'm excited to get back to it when IRL does come back. It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think we all know Zach plays IRL. I'm fairly new. I'm fairly new to the game too, so.
The question is, are you going to be playing IRL?
Yeah, I will be if I can. Again, I'll be graduating college after the spring, so a lot of busy things in my life.
Yeah.
I also started right when I got into content and competitively playing and whatnot. It was the pandemic was hitting, so I never really had the chance to go and play the cards. But I do have. I'm always collecting. I'm always building decks IRL. So I'm ready.
It's kind of crazy to think that there's going to be people that started playing the Pokemon TCG when the pandemic started. There's people that weren't playing during the pre-pandemic. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around for that long. You know what I mean? It's been
almost
a
a year since the pandemic started. It's already March.
Right, exactly.
I think it's one more week or so, and it's a full year.
We're a week away from when Toronto. We're a week and a few days away. We're from the weekend. We're a week away from when Toronto Regionals was canceled.
Yeah, I still remember that one night where it's 3 big things happened at once. It was the NBA got canceled, or Ruby Gobert had the virus or something, and like NBA got canceled, and then like Tom Hanks had it in the same night. And there's like one other thing too with like Donald Trump. He like shut off the border or something like that. It was insane. I still remember that day. That was the last day I had of school. It's almost been a year since I've been in class. It's just insane. But yeah,
for sure. Here we go. Do you think that secret rare Crushing Hammer price will drop in PCGO?
I can answer this. Yeah. I 100% think it will. I actually traded off one of my. I had 5 of them. I traded off a hammer a couple weeks back for the Players Cup 2 set because I think hammer. It's really expensive right now, but if you're gonna invest in secret rare gold cards that are items, go for Quick Ball. Hammer is going to probably stop seeing play when rotation happens. It's a good card. I think the fact that it's been so popular for the past little while, people realize the card is so broken, so I think people will continue to keep playing it. But it's not going to be as popular as it is. Its price will definitely go down. It still might stable at 100 packs or so. It's still it's a pretty old card. You got to consider.
Is it actually 100 packs?
It's worth it's worth even more. The fact I got for the Players Cup 2 set values it at like 2.5 quick balls or something. It's like almost as much as the Selby Prime. It's insane.
That is crazy.
It is going to drop though, in my opinion. But if you're looking to invest in secret items, Quick Ball is the way to go. Quick Ball is always going to rise. Yeah. When rotation hits, the card is still going to be good. It might get reprinted at some point in the Sword Shield era.
Yeah, they'll definitely reprint it too, for sure.
At some point. What's a Quick Ball going for then? I'm actually like intrigued.
160, I think.
Dang. So if I want to be like super cloud on like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's hot.
And Quick Ball.
That's why Sword and Shield packs are valuable, right now then.
Yeah. Well, Sword and Shield's Sword and Shield's a money set. There's a lot of good secret rares. Air Balloon, Metal Saucer, Ornate Rod. They're all pretty good.
You got Marnie, Research, Full Arts.
Yeah.
You got Gold Zacians.
Yeah. Gold Zam. Yeah.
You don't see Gold Zam anymore, bro. You never see Gold Zam out there.
The black and gold, bro, is the way to go. But yeah, Crushing Hammer definitely will go down in price. If you're looking to get them, I would not buy them right now. They're still going to be in the format when rotation happens. So don't buy them now. Maybe wait till they drop, because they probably will drop. Unless they start seeing play again, I don't think they will when rotation hits. They're still going to be used in a few decks, but they're not. It's not going to be like every deck like it is right now. It will eventually drop in price. If you're looking to invest in items, just go for Quick Ball. It's the safest investment.
Right.
This time next year, Quick Ball might be over like 200 packs.
Right? Yeah. All right. I
get
agree.
Your Quick Balls while they're hot. Yeah.
Jonathan Sampson just asked, do you think that the Ultra Ball card will be reprinted during the Sword and Shield era?
Probably not. I think Quick Ball's a pretty good replacement. If it does, man, Plasma Freeze Ultra Ball, bro, stonks. But but no, I don't think it will, because
really, I think there's a good chance. That card's been reprinted a bunch.
It depends, because here's my theory is, depending on what happens with the Diamond and Pearl games, we're gonna see a Diamond and Pearl era in the TCG again, right? They've been doing that with all the remakes.
Sure.
Yeah, just like when Omega Ruby Sapphire came out, we saw like the XY Primal Clash, Roaring Skies. That was all Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So depending on the Diamond and Pearl era, we could see Ultra Ball come back. But I think Ultra Ball was actually a black and white era card. Maybe when Gen 5 gets remade in 10 years.
Yeah, it was a black white. Yeah.
No, but I think people are pretty content with Quick Ball.
It also got reprinted though, like
it got reprinted in the Sun and Moon era, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, like if it's just like if they consider it like a staple, kind of like how Escape Rope's been in and out, and
right,
like DC Rare Candy,
right. So I just don't know, I don't necessarily see like DCE coming back, or maybe we'll see a DCE that gets.
I hope DC comes back. I miss that card.
Rule box printed or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. But I don't know. I think Ultra Ball has a chance. I'm not necessarily hopeful until like we got some time here to figure it out.
We have a good amount of Pokemon search, I feel like. We have Quick Ball, Evo Incense, Pokecom for a bit. Level Ball is coming back.
Great
another
Ball.
Huge one.
We got Great Ball, Level Ball, Quick Ball. Yeah. I think
they're not going to bring Ultra Ball back, in my opinion.
I think at some point, you just don't need 4 ball cards.
Exactly. It's just too many Pokemon search cards.
Yeah.
It might come back. If you were to say, is it going to come back at any point ever in time? Probably.
I want Nest Ball to come back.
That'd be a decent, Nest
Ball. Or Netball.
I don't know. Quick Ball, though, is just kind of better, though.
Well, whatever the one was where you could search grass Pokemon.
Yeah. I would say Level Ball, but it's already back. So the Level Ball is a great reprint. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, 100%. Alex May says, when Dedenne rotates, do you think we'll see more Chinchino or Cricketune V? We'll see play. Honestly, because Silvalley's rotating as well. Nobody really talks about Cricketune.
Well, Cricketune, I think, is going to be good when rotation hits. When ADP leaves the format, Cricketune will be good because ADP gatekeeps Kricketune from ever seeing play, in my opinion. Even though it's a good stamp-proof card, it's ADP is just you can't play. It's the same thing as playing Oricorio. I'd rather just play that over Kricketune.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's literally just I mean, but post rotation, it's definitely one of those things.
Kricketune, it'll be good because if Rose starts picking up in popularity when rotation hits, Kricketune will immediately start seeing play. I think Kricketune, it'll see play for sure when rotation hits.
Yeah,
I might play it as a 1A.
I actually have my own question. That's not even from the chat.
Sure.
So we.
Oh, hello, viewer.
So we saw Crowbat get a VMAX, which was a little bit ridiculous. In Battle Styles, we see Victini V getting a VMAX. Do you think some of these other supporter V-type Pokemon?
Coco, don't forget Tapu Koko.
Coco. Well, I mean, it technically, like in terms of supporter type V Pokemon, do you think that we'll see other ones get VMAXs, like maybe Eldegoss, or like Kricketune?
Eldegoss VMAX would be busted.
Like, what do you think? And what
memory capsule? Holy crap, that'd actually be insane.
And what do you think they might look like? You know what I'm saying? I think
Eldegoss
maybe not.
VMAX?
I think they probably won't do Eldegoss specifically for the memory capsule because that would just be ridiculous. But
that would be pretty broken. I mean, I don't know if we'd ever see that. Eldegoss VMAX though probably would be. You got to look at the other Eldegosses we have. Maybe it'll like power up your Pokemon.
Or, energy. Yeah.
Or like it would heal.
Yeah.
Because there's a new Eldegoss that fully heals, which is
shout out to
video just made.
Shout out to Gabe Smart, bro. 99 cents. Thank you so much for the dono.
Hey,
my man.
Let's go, bro.
My man. It's the first one of the night. It's my guy right there. He is also a channel member, so huge shout out to Gabe. But yeah. I think that like an Eldegoss, like I like the idea of it because like it makes the dynamic of that deck so much cooler when you playing your V Pokemon also has a very powerful effect. That's why I think Crowbat VMAX is super cool. It's also playable, but I think that adds like a big dimension to it where you don't need to play Dedennes or like do some crazy stuff like that. So
yeah, Crowbat's a better draw card in some scenarios because of the fact it can't get Great Catchered.
Right.
Which I think is always relevant when you're building a deck.
I agree with that. I think that sounds hot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Here's some quick from our. We'll just fire through because we've got a few.
Lightning round.
Yeah.
What card are you most looking forward to in Battle Styles? We'll start with LDF, then go Maddie, and then we'll go me. Just one.
This one's easy, bro.
Level Ball.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm saying it, bro. It's just every rogue deck now. I have the option to play Level Ball Cinccino. So I'm saying it.
I like it.
I like that.
You want me to go next?
It's gonna be the new draw engine.
Yeah, you can go next, Maddie.
It's difficult. Like if I had to just pick a card, like I'm gonna cheat and just pick sort of like an archetype that's coming out, and that's Corviknight VMAX. Personally, I think it's just gonna it's gonna take the spot over Luke Metal, especially post rotation of that type deck. But I think it's much more creative and much more like robust in its play style. And I think it was really cool that they printed. The cards like the Bronzong and the what was that supporter called?
Bronzong's pretty busted.
What's the supporter called?
Cheryl.
I think that the combo, they literally made cards to go with it, and they built an archetype that was fully fleshed out almost in the set. And I just thought that the idea of it is super cool. And it hopefully it doesn't just become absurdly ridiculous to deal with because metal is very good in terms of its support.
Metal just keeps getting stronger every set, I swear.
I love Corviknight.
I need to chill.
I just love a VMAX like that. Hits for 240 for 3 metal, free retreat.
Free retreat cost,
You got Bronzong. It sounds like a better Zacian, but it of course is worth 3 prizes. But I think it's gonna be busted. Especially before rotation, bro. We have Goggles still. Like you could play it with Luke Metal. Like you still have access to Zam, Zacian,
Coding Metal.
Coding. You have Coding as well, and I'm pretty sure it's immune to effects of your opponent's Pokemon. I think that's what Cram
I can't get Goon pinged and stuff. Which
can't get Giratina'd, bro.
Ooh, yeah,
they can't even get rid of your coding. Like it's gonna be crazy.
We're getting a new tool though that removes energy, so we'll see.
Yeah, we do have. Yeah, you do. We have Billowing Fan. Yeah.
Billowing Fan.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like for me to answer it, I'd say Single Striker Shifu VMAX.
That was gonna be my answer too.
You like Single
Striker?
Striker?
Like I could just choose one. Like that card to me seems like it's fighting type Reshiram Charizard GX to a whole other level.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those spiritual reprint. Like I already came second in. Like I've seen a lot of success with Welder and Friends during the thing. Brought that onto a second place finish at the Oceania International Championships. So like I think I understand like that concept to a deeper level already. So going into it, it feels like I'm in a safe environment. I'll understand how the deck works immediately. Probably be able to take it to a higher level than a lot of players earlier in the beginning. So I don't know. So I'm just excited that I have kind of a big attack. I have an attack that can do some kind of outrage damage. I have a mid-range attack. So I really like how it goes from like that I don't know. That's not necessarily like a great answer or anything. I just like that it resembles another card that I've seen success with.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped about it.
I think the Urshifus are busted because right now
they are
realistically the only post-rotation, at least the only psychic type attacker that you're probably going to be running is like Dragapult, which no matter what cannot.
Too though, but yeah.
Whimsicott
could be. Whimsicott could start seeing play again.
You're right. That's very true. Even Mad Party with like Poltegeist, but I like in terms of like VMAX, I guess like Dragapult doesn't even one shot. It just can't. It doesn't do the damage. So
yeah, exactly.
I think that the Urshifus are just going to be ridiculous, and I think E-Turn needs a check. So that's
it definitely does. Yeah.
And I think
just the fact that Dragapult doesn't one shot a single strike means that you could just like outrage them back for a knockout with some single strike energies, which makes me think that the matchup's not even bad.
It's not bad. And you run Jirachi
immediately. Like I haven't tested it.
Jirachi too.
You don't really need it.
Maybe one of these nights, like Maddie and I can probably jump on tabletop, or even maybe LDF can hop in on some tabletop simulator, do some battle styles early or something.
I think that's a good idea.
We should just have one of these things. Maybe we can set up with some other cool Poke YouTubers and stuff like that, and kind of have like an 8-man tournament or an 8-person tournament, because there's about I don't know. It should be pretty cool. I'm sure we can figure out something.
Our boy Knack in the chat says, "Hey guys, I've been watching all of your channels. I think you all deserve much more subscribers. Honestly, you all put out such quality content." So shout out to Knack. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, my man. And Jonathan again comes with you. What kind of tech do you think is missing from Galarian Darmanitan VMAX to become consistent top tier deck? I don't really know if the tech is necessary. I think just the fact that it's weak to metal and doesn't.
If Darmanitan, if it had a colorless attack cost in its attack, that it'd be a little bit better.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty good attacker. It's just it has such
some Pokemon are just like they're not built. Pokemon cards are not built equally, and I think that's the biggest common myth, or the most common misconception in the game, I should say. I can't even speak today. It's Wednesday, and I'm already slurring my words here.
Majority of it.
Something in the Starbucks cup.
Bro, save the brain for tonight, man. You gotta
save the brain for the chill. I gotta get those shining fates.
That's what's up.
But I don't think cards are built equally. Like if we literally just went from me talking about Urshifu VMAX that has a 3-range attack that you could choose for different situations, whereas Galarian Darmanitan VMAX is very single-minded focused. So I'm not entirely. I don't know. I think it's cool. It's a cool Pokemon, but it's not necessarily going to be a concept that can like outlive, or that a tech's going to save it or anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think it has plenty of techs, bro. Like I think Frostmouth is kind of fine. I think Goggles was really good for it. I just don't think if you're weak to metal, like you're not gonna be a top deck right now. There's just no way. Even after rotation, like you literally have Turbozation, like that thing is close to one-shotting you without weakness. Like it's not even fair. So yeah, with Bronzong. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, but yeah, man.
We got one over here. What do you think about the Urshifus with Colossal to accelerate energies?
I don't think you need it for rapid, and I think they both have acceleration engines. Like you have Houndoom, right?
Houndoom and stuff, exactly. And it's like because their 1 energy provides 2 energy in 1, you just go attack. So it's you don't really need Colossal.
And they're not stage 2s. They're stage 1s instead of stage 2s. I think
for single strike I like Houndoom more too. I think Houndoom is pretty busted in that deck.
The thing with Houndoom is I believe you take damage for each time you accelerate energy to it, and I haven't done the math. I think is it 2 or 3 damage every time you accelerate an energy to it. So
I think it's 2.
Yeah. Is it 2? So you have to maybe if you do 2 to it, then maybe E-Turn is in range of KOing you, which could be a little sus. Maybe like Vitality Man Dragapult or something wild. But for the most part, I don't think that damage is too like bad. Like I don't think it's a big deal for the most part. And,
I like the damage. I like the damage because you can build up your own outrage attack.
Right.
Like you haven't.
Right.
It's a damage modifier in itself. So I mean, that's what I like. There's layers of depth to it. It seems like a very like brainless card if you look at it from the beginning, but there's so much layers of depth to that card that I'm super excited for it.
Do you guys think the Mustards will see play for either of those decks? Do you think they're really needed?
Debatable. It's hard to get your hand
I don't think for those decks. I think Mustard in general is going to be a card that
like
as long as they continue like printing that stuff. I don't know, like I played through formats where like we had like Eviltal Maxies and stuff like that. And you'd Maxies out of Gallade, and like the players who are very good at sequencing were often rewarded by just being better than their opponents. So I think both of the Mustards are very, very, very interesting. Like I have high hopes for those cards in the future. Day one, I don't think it's an intro to Rapid and Single Strike. I don't think there's anything that's like particularly like are you gonna summon an Emboar into play? Maybe. I don't like. I'm sure there's gonna be someone who's trying it. LDS probably is gonna feature on his channel to do some kind of damage.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those things where it's gonna be like day one. This is a tier 1 Ember mustard deck. Like I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be more like
it's a late
niche status at best, and then it's gonna be it's better with age. Pokemon cards are like fine wine.
Yeah,
actually, literally, Pokemon cards are like wine nowadays. They just go up in value.
Yeah, they do.
Nobody's
asked in the chat.
They're gonna collect in.
That's right. Nobody's asked it in the chat, but we have to give time to our Lord and Savior, Kingdra from Battle Styles.
Kingdra, let's go.
It's gonna be cool. You can stack it with the experience share, so you get 2 energy on it.
Bro, it sounds ridiculous, dude. It actually sounds absurd.
Do you need the Kingdra? Wait, I thought Kingdra takes all the energies.
It's
I think it's just
I think
right?
Kingdra. I think Kingdra absorbs all the energy.
You have to. If the Kingdra gets knocked out, you get to move the energies. So that's how it works. So like if you
But it's all the energies, right?
Yeah, it's all the energies.
Is it?
Yeah.
No,
I always thought it was 1.
No, yeah. So as long as you have like
unless Maddie and I are just wrong.
No. We went over it for a while, Zach. Like literally, if you have 4 Kingdras out there, like after a couple turns, you can hit for like 400 something damage, on your last Kingdra. Like it's actually busted. Unless the translation was incorrect when we read it. The card is absurd. And XP share does make sense in the sense where like to move those energies off maybe an initial Pokemon to get onto your Kingdras. That's when the XP share would make sense. But
yeah, I thought it was just 1 energy. I didn't know who. I guess I misread it.
No, I think it's all of them, bro. I mean, maybe look that up, but
what's up? I mean, for me, whenever I'm looking up cards, I always go. I like the Justin Basil website. I don't know if you guys have checked it out.
Yeah.
That's the one he's the homie.
It's very.
I feel like this website is just like so much more cleaner, so much more modern. Like, no offense to PokeBeach or any of these other bigger websites. I think this website is just so clean. So what am I looking for? This is Battle Styles, right?
Yeah, Battle Styles. It's in Rapid Strike, the Rapid Strike section. I don't know if it's split on Justin Basil.
Oh, you're right. I'm looking at it right now on Bulbapedia. You may move any amount of water energies on Pokemon.
Brett, listen, listen,
bro.
That
That card sounds broken, right?
Dude,
dude, I like it with in my mind. I play this card with Articuno.
Yes. Articuno is very good.
You can't bring up the stuff.
Idea.
You got Frostmoth, and then once you get a fat Kingdra, you're like, cool.
I think
my opponent could have bossed my Kingdra. They couldn't do anything. Yo, Gabe with the 99 cents.
Let's go, Gabe. I think the only problem with Kingdra is making sure you get that good foundation early in the game. Because if you kind of get started,
you can play Snorlax, you can play Cinccino.
Yeah, but if you start to get rolled early game, like if they boss up Kingdra a couple turns in a row early, then maybe you just lose. But if they get a slow start, like Kingdra at late game is just ripping and KOing anything, and it seems like a deck that snowballs heavily, which I don't know if the format's going to be too kind to that, but on paper, dude, it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it might actually be insane.
It sounds ridiculous. Like I'm not even kidding you. Maybe it is a stage 3. It's a stage 2 Pokemon, so that kind of gives it its kind of awkwardness. But I mean, what's to stop you from just running like Rosa before rotation? Just run Rosa and then like Snorlax and just honestly hope you don't get bossed and consistently just try to build up in those last few turns. You can maybe run Skyla or something to find I don't know.
Yeah, I think like even Cinccino maybe just to like keep a big hand size, keep trying because you're probably just wanting to constantly get Horsey's and Cedars in place. So
exactly,
you can always keep up in that. Yeah,
we have Rod. We have Rod to shuffle that stuff back in your deck after like to maybe potentially get 6 Kingdras in total. Because realistically, like you can cycle through your energies and your Pokemon with ordinary Rods. So like you should always like no matter what, right? You should be able to keep that energy on and move it to different Kingdras. So it's
I don't know. I think Kingdra's like a lot of people sleeping on Kingdra. I think Kingdra's I don't know.
People sleep on Kingdra.
Like I said, like Kingdra's like my favorite Pokemon. I got the Kingdra tribal tattoo up here.
That's
I mean, I played King. Like it got me my first trip to Worlds back in 2005.
The Kingdra Donk deck.
The what? Sorry.
The Kingdra Donk deck, or like?
Oh yeah.
From the DP era.
From
Legends Awakened.
Oh, so So the first one I played was Kingdra Delta EX.
Oh, okay, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, and I was playing it because people were playing.
That's an old man.
What were they playing? They were playing the Trapinch that had 40 HP that was grass type that came out in Dragon Frontiers.
Oh, okay.
So I was able to double ping it with Kingdra and Mr. Briney's Compassion. Like my deck was homebrewed. Like that was like me going into a competitive event, but not realizing how competitive Pokemon was. Right? Like it was my next step up from League. Like I went from like a League going to League for like a couple months, and then one of the people are like, "Hey, there's a gym challenge in Toronto." and I pulled up, and that was back when I was in seniors division. Like, I'm like 1 year away from hitting my 30s, and like, so we're talking about way back in the day.
And this was a different time, right? Like, it's not like you found that online and or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, it was all like from word of mouth. Like, I remember people on the schoolyard,
YouTube or anything.
Yeah, there's people on the schoolyard whenever they're like, yeah, I've heard about Pokemon League, but I'm not going to tell you where it is because, and stuff like that. Like, it was honestly like the most like disgusting thing ever when I think about it. Kids are the most toxic people ever, but
yeah, you're right.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I was like, yeah, Kingdra. I played basically all the Kingdras as long as they've been viable for sure. So I'm just hyped that we have another viable Kingdra in format. I think this one's the most viable Kingdra that we've seen in years.
Zach, let's drop a code for the homies in the chat.
I mean, I've actually been dropping all my.
You've been
dropping all my. I've been dropping them. Yeah.
All right, let me just drop one real quick then. Boom. It's
I'm
probably
more
the
silent
same.
than Maddie. Maddie needs to be like, I got these codes. Maddie won't even tell you where he got these codes from. It's a gigantic secret.
Yeah, it's a secret, bro. Don't worry about it. I know people.
Morning Wood, yo, is that LDF? No, it's an LDF imposter.
Yeah,
it's the imposter LDF.
We found the next best thing.
He was way cheaper.
There was an imposter LDF actually, on the public trades on PCGO. Someone impersonated my name, put up a scam trade, and instead of I think he used like a capital I instead of the lowercase I in the little part of my name.
Oh yeah.
So it like looked like it was me. I have an image on Twitter, bro. It was imposter LDF.
That's actually
he like tried to make like a Raichu scam.
A Raichu
He tried to
scam.
use my name, bro. It was hilarious.
That's actually wicked funny. I'm glad nobody.
Man, I totally feel exactly the same way. There's people like when I changed my Twitter from I forget what I used to be. I think it was like Lesage TCG or something like that before. And then someone took my Twitter account immediately just to make a shit posting account about me. So now like that's why I have two Twitters if anyone's been wondering.
Yo, there he is.
Saving my other
Luis Lima, bro. The god himself.
Ooh.
No leaks.
Gigantic no leaks.
That's awesome.
Check out Sleepy Sundays, everyone. Sleepy Sundays, great way to play Pokemon for the juniors and seniors.
Yes, it's a great event.
One of the only tournaments that are really junior and senior focused. So I mean, I don't necessarily give enough shout outs on here to everyone, but I do give them out when it's noticeable to me or someone's out here. So been shouting out Justin Basil, shouting out all these people. Luis Lima is broken for those Sleepy Sundays. Check those out at Sundays. What time do they start, Maddie? Do you know?
I don't know. I
think honestly, they start at the same time as the Sunday Open. I think they start around noon Eastern.
I don't know about other tournaments. Like, sadly, I really just.
It's like, yeah. Well, to be fair, when you're a tournament organizer, you're so involved. It's the same thing for me. Like, I don't focus on every single player in the entire world. I'm just trying to focus on myself doing well at Pokemon, and that's like, sometimes it comes off as like, you might be distant or something. Everyone's just doing their own stuff. Like, we're all content creators and all that stuff.
Speaking
LDF's been dealing with identity theft
bro,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, speaking of tournaments, I have to open check-in for tonight in about 15 minutes. So don't let me forget that.
I already checked in when you accidentally opened it late last night or something like that. So I think you just closed it, and I'll take the 200 packs. Bye.
Okay.
Their English scans are battle styles and Poké Guardian, by the way. That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah,
I don't know how they got all the English scans, but that's cool.
Yeah, Poké Guardian is also good.
Early, so
for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Shout out to everyone watching right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're not done. I'm just saying what's up. Shout out.
Maddie's just in his feels right now. He's like, I'm gonna give you a big virtual hug. Can't get COVID over the internet, peeps.
It's $1.99. Become a channel member. You get access to free entry into tournaments. You get giveaways. I'm gonna be giving away one of these sweet Chill TCG shirts soon. So check it out.
That's broken.
Check it out.
I want to do my own merch too, but I just don't want to like use a website where it's like just like kind of poor quality merch, you know.
Are you
calling Maddie out for having poor quality?
It's not super high quality.
There's a few sites before. I've done a few things, but it's just like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust the sites or not, you know.
You're right, because you don't want to.
Too like I don't even know what I'm trying to do.
Buy something and then they get like bad quality product.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, like a couple of years ago, I tried to start my own like fashion brand and didn't realize exactly what was going into it. Like I have a lot of like mock-up stuff, obviously not like related to the whole Zach Lesage PTCG or Pokemon. A lot of it was very artistic and stuff like that, and stuff that wouldn't necessarily like. I went on photo shoots and stuff like that, tattooed myself, a bunch of crazy stuff that like we went through it, but it's like I never really got into the whole printing it thing. So I think that's what I really need to work on next. Like at some point I will do merch. I just don't know when, and I don't know what it's going to be. Like I don't want it to be like I think Maddie's looks cool. I think the Chill logo is actually super cool. It's super clean. But for me, like my logo, like right now on the top over here, we got a Blown from when I was alone Blown. So that's just a carryover right now. My logo on YouTube right now is my face. I'm just not gonna have a circle with my face over here. That's gonna look so weird, right? So I mean,
I think you should just.
I'm gonna try to come up with something really cool. So we'll try to get there.
Like you should just like just crop out the like a headshot and just put it there. I actually initially I wanted to make just hoodies that said @everyone and just plain like white text, because it's just a meme that I on my server I just ping @everybody all the time, and I thought that would be cool, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why.
I think that would be hot, man. I like it a lot.
Wouldn't that be kind of
My
cool?
brand idea was like the logo going rogue because I make rogue content, right?
That is
rogue
a sick
decks,
one.
so
That is a dope one.
I was like, going rogue, bro.
You could commission someone and just make like a cool little, like a little, like a text graphic or something. I would buy it.
Yeah. I
mean, I'll send you one of these shirts, LDF. You just gotta wear it on camera.
I appreciate that, man. I got you, bro. I'll wear it. I'll promote it, bro.
And Zach's not
the way that I look at it is like
Zach's not
I don't want to wear I don't want to design something that I'm not gonna wear myself too at the same time, right? Like I just don't like. I don't want to be one of these content creators that's sold out for whatever reason. I mean, like everyone has their own stuff going on, but it's just like. I don't know. I just don't want to have like some kind of shit sweater. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to have like some kind of hat that I'm not gonna wear. I'm gonna have a box filled within my closet that like I'm gonna donate in a couple of years. Like I want something that's actually like cool for someone where they could go on a nice date once COVID's over and finesse your partner.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I didn't feel as bad for me because I'm not like selling the shirts or anything. That's why like I didn't, because I didn't really go too far into it. But like I just ordered. I had a pretty good deal, so I just ordered like some sweatshirts, t-shirts, and stuff, and I'm just gonna give them away for like tournament prize pool or something like that. People might not wear them, but at least I didn't pay for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Merch designs can be pretty cool if you have like a cool idea that's like hasn't been done before. I saw Purple Cliff put out his merch the other day. It was pretty sick. So like yeah, if you can like just think of like a cool creative design, and you kind of like you can theory craft, build it, and then just like it can do well. And yeah. Merch is definitely a big part in a YouTuber's career, I think, for sure.
Right.
If they nail it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not as big as LDF, so I don't think many people would buy our merch, but.
Bro. You just market it right, bro. Easy. It depends. If your design's good, you honestly can get away with even if you're a smaller creator,
I like
your design's popping.
Yeah, I like my logo. I think just like a black like baseball cap with the logo on it might be cool.
Something clean,
Yeah, just something so nothing too crazy. But.
I think that sounds pretty cool, but it's crazy. Like when you're saying like even like LDF, obviously like you're huge compared to us. But I even like remember there was a time when like we had you on the podcast when Maddie and I didn't even have 1,000. Like, and I know that's
that's true. You guys
like it's one of those things like we both like have been like we went from there to there, and it's like something like that maybe even like another couple months. Like for all I know, like I've been gaining like 50 subscribers a day right now. Which I think is crazy growth.
Yeah, the shiny new set releases are always really good.
Always great. Always really great, dude. It's a great time to be making content.
But,
great. I just love it. That's why I love Shining Fates.
I think to anyone who hasn't been creating content, I know we talked about it before. I think the whole thing is just start doing it because you don't want to be caught late on it, right? Like I feel like if I was doing this for like 10 years right now, I'd be the biggest YouTuber in the game right now for Pokemon.
It's
it's just like if you don't start now, you don't have that opportunity.
Right, and I think now is like literally as good of a time as ever to be making PTCGO content, in my opinion.
Yeah, while you're quarantined, you might as well take advantage of it.
Like I've gotten into it at the perfect time, and I remember I kind of started making content heavily, like maybe like a month or two before Zach, and I was like, it's worth doing it, Zach. And now Zach's got like almost 1,500 subs, and he's just, you know what I mean? Because
I grind it out,
yeah, it's a great time to be making content, man. And you also get to meet other cool people. Like I wouldn't know Zach or LDF or really all these other people if I hadn't.
Yeah, like with the GG Tour stuff, like Azul and like Pedro and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of cool people, and a lot of nice people too. Like just being able to live stream like this and just like have people talk to and bounce things off of. Like it's definitely awesome.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just looking. I'm looking at here. There's Nag hoodie, the Chill Pokeball logo on the front, and @everyone in the back. I think the @everyone looks broken. I would like that.
Yeah.
Jaxu TCG wants to talk about the legacy format. I feel like that's literally asking if LDF wants to talk. Like,
go on, LDF. Just do it.
Yeah, I got you.
Just
so, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. It's it's legacy. I will say legacy. I talked about this before in the last podcast, but I wish Pokemon did do something with legacy. Like they added legacy tournaments back or gamer support. It's like it's just a format that's there, and there's not much support for it other than you can buy the packs from the shop now, which is kind of cool. But there's no tournaments or anything. There's like no incentive to play. The cards are all very expensive. I'm gonna probably start a series on my channel where I make budget legacy videos where like the builds don't play like the expensive cards like Junk Arm, and they don't play many Heart Gold Soul Silver cards, but it's just I want to make them accessible for like any player because I know people can't afford Legacy, but they want to get into it.
Right.
It's a cool format. Like there's OG cards. Like you have to be rich to really get into that format, which sucks. But I mean, I hope they give us some support for Legacy. But yeah, Legacy, like my favorite format. I like it a lot. A lot of fun stuff you can do. It's also very dumbed down. It's not as power crept. Like EXs and primes, yeah, they're not that bad compared to tag teams and VMAXs.
I've always
something more simpler.
I've always just wanted a single prize archetype format.
Single prize tournament. I mean, they put that out in that poll they put out, and I mean, I feel like one thing, the OPOP league that I'm in, when we did our single prize stuff, like that did really well on like the feedback and like YouTube and stuff. So
it's just fun. Like whenever the game's like, whenever you have to get 6 KOs right to win a game. Like it's much more involved. It's not like you kind of play peak and
funner.
Yeah, it's not like you're playing ADP and you're just like, let me do the first 2 things every 2 turns and then me just boss KO.
Yeah, the game just ends in like 3 turns. Yeah,
right. Exactly. So then it's you really have to think more, right? And I think that would be good for the game. I mean, maybe just call it like restricted because we have expanded. Maybe just call it restricted format and get rid of like all that. 2 or 3 prize Pokemon and.
It'd be cool for content too on YouTube.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think I think it would just be super fun. So. Who knows? Lewis says, what's the problem with Legacy? Just accessibility? I think that's the main problem. I don't think it's a bad format in any sense. It's just...
There's no way that you can't buy... Like, you can only get the packs from tradable Pokemon coins. There was never a way to get the codes specifically for those sets.
Yeah,
so you can't even buy the particular codes anymore. There's just no way to get those codes for most of the sets. Because I think there's some early sets that you can get codes for.
Right.
But not... the full length.
Black and white,
yeah, because they used to, the code cards back in the day used to be you just chose the pack that you wanted when you opened them.
Right.
But then they ended that immediately after. So those codes, I don't even know what those codes turned into.
Andrew's Cross, what I heard. So.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to see any of those codes sticking around anyways. Like those are like some ancient relics. Maybe until Logan Paul starts buying some sets from back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah, he starts getting into the Johto era with Neo.
Yeah.
He's gonna buy out all the basics.
Like, I have a decent bit because I played PTCGO since the beginning, and even now, like I can't even build a functioning like deck. Unfortunately, like I can't build my Celebi Mewtwo deck because I just don't have the Celebis, and I'm not dropping a couple $100 within packs just to build a Celebi for a format that a lot of people can't afford. Like
exactly,
it would actually be a bumpin' ass format if people just had access to these cards. I mean, we've all seen that kind of survey that TPCI Pokemon put around. Fingers crossed that they just kind of inject some life into some of these alternate formats, or even the cube format. Like, I'm not sure how. Like, I think something's on the way for PTCGO. Like, my honest to God truth is, I think PTCGO is going to grow a lot. It might not be in a month. It might not be in 2 months. It might be like, I'd say within the next 6 months or so, we're gonna see some huge changes to PTCGO. Maybe not like ranked ladder big, but like maybe just like injecting some cool stuff into an update because like it's just like our lifeline, and I just don't think that they were gonna get
I think PTCGO got more popular with the recent Pokemon boom. So.
Yeah, for sure. I will, in my opinion, the best thing that they could do is because right now on the ladder, like you can play expanded, you can play theme decks, you can play standard, but the ladder rewards are the same, and they'll change it every 3-4 weeks or whatever it might be. I think even if they don't do a ranked ladder, if they were to just split the ladders to where you can play expanded every couple weeks and get expanded rewards. If there was like a legacy ladder, and you could get legacy rewards. If there was a standard ladder, you get standard rewards. I think
you're saying like a passport system where you're like, okay, cool. I played like maybe 20 games of standard. I won 20 games in standard. I got all the rewards. I can. Then there's another set of rewards for expanded.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's thing for legacy or something. That'd be cool. There's a way to like. I would play legacy with some like bullshit theme deck. or something like that, or like whatever I had throw together, especially like if LDF's gonna put towards
right,
some
and you
kind
get
of
the
new
cards,
series, and then I could get like if there was a Celebi on there, I'd be like, holy shit, I'm playing for the Celebi.
Exactly.
On God, 100%.
Well, and I think there's nothing because right now, literally, like they'll switch off every 3-4 weeks or whatever the ladder length is.
We've never had a legacy theme.
It's not legacy.
I've requested that multiple times in the Pokemon forums just to see if they'd actually do it.
So, I think that sounds so hot, actually. Like, more and more that I think about it, or
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Maybe they would even be like,
yes.
Like, I don't think it's ever possible, but what if they were like, okay, you want to know what? We're gonna do a full art twins or something, like just like a brand new art or something like this. Like some artist just does it, and they just hire someone in house, like someone who's part of our community. I think giving back to the community like that is a great way, and it's just like the card's never gonna be printed in English. It's just a PTCGO digital art. We're gonna be like, we're gonna go to Fiverr.com, and I'm sure they'd find someone who can do stuff, right? Like, I don't know. I think there's got to be a bunch of ways to grow up. Again, I think it's down the line.
Yeah, I also think they don't do enough PTCGO exclusive stuff. Like, it'd be so easy for them to like make like a rainbow rareization or whatever, something just that doesn't exist in real life, and to make it available in PTCGO, because I feel like that would also just be kind of cool, just to kind of give some nod to like the, you know what I mean? Because then, you know, it'd be very expensive in PTCGO because like maybe you don't really have a way to get a code for it or something like that, or maybe it's like a special event thing, but you can't get it in IRL. Like, I feel like they don't do enough stuff like that either. But
well, I mean, I think they're doing a lot more stuff. Like, I don't know, for the team challenge, for example. So I was able to win my team challenge for my not my local store, a local store in Burlington, Ontario. Torchlight Games, by the way, shout out to them. But it's one of those things where I won, and then Arcanine gave me on their arcanine.gg thing, they gave me 2 codes that were each worth 5 packs each. So I think they're experimenting with ways how to distribute codes.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I think with the team challenge, with the Players Cup, with a lot of things, I think they're injecting a lot more stuff into the game than we think. And for them to be this experimental, I mean, like I said, I think we're in here for a little bit more of a long haul than we thought. Let's just hope that they continuously support PTCGO. They've been doing a lot more of it lately. Like, it's so much better than it has been. So let's just hope that they just continuously listen to their base while we have this. And I mean, I think somewhere out there, TPCI is listening. We can, like, a lot of people can absolutely shit on them. And I know there's a lot of people who will. But I think they're listening right now. I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
They're doing a pretty good job with the control of their, like, the Pokemon cards in general. Like, the products we've been getting have been amazing. The ADP Zacian.
Yeah, whoever's there is amazing.
Like, they've been doing
I agree with you.
Job. They've been killing it.
Even like the Mad Party promos, I thought that was so much more cooler than what we had for Champions Pass.
Yeah,
stuff like that. I thought those were hot. Like,
yep.
I don't know.
Mad Party's playable, and we get Boltund, which is playable.
Crowbat V and VMAX Shiny Box.
That's another huge one.
Yeah, the Dragapult.
Even the Urshifu box.
Dude, there's a lot. There's a lot.
They're doing a good job with their products.
I think the Dragapult stuff is really probably the most worth it, because I feel like out of all that stuff, that's going to be the cheapest of the product that you could get, at least for like PTCGO codes, and I think it's going to become more playable later on. So
sure, but like what I mean, like that's cool, but you got to think about the people who are entering into the game who just like, I get so many people on my videos who are like, I can't afford a Crowbat online, and I'm like, I feel sorry for you. Well, first and foremost, I think if you can't afford a Crowbat online, you're doing something wrong, and you're not listening to the content creators who are preaching, because I think that it's not hard to finesse 3 or 4 packs. And when I'm saying it's not hard, it's not because I can go out and buy 1,000 codes tomorrow without blinking, or that I have a sponsor that's going to drop me off some codes. It's because I actively trade and grind on PTCGO on a daily basis. Yeah. And I don't think it's even that hard. Like, even if you were to like blindly like crawl through the trade system, you could find a Crowbat within like a day of just like putting in some efforts and just grinding events and stuff. But I mean, I think Crowbat VMAX is a good promo, and Crowbat V is a good promo.
I also think too, like, honestly, the best way to consistently sort of make sure that you have sort of access to codes consistently is like, if you're able to get maybe like at some point like 20, 30, 40 codes, like maybe you get a booster box for your Christmas or whatever, you should take those codes and you should compete in at least one of these online tournaments like every week, right? I mean, realistically, as long as you're pretty experienced as a player, like, you can get your codes back, like for sure, especially some of these free events that have, you know, prize pools. Like, the best way to get codes is to play, and the community is really kind of backing that up with a lot of the sponsorships and the prize support when it comes to sort of
most events are free. Like, I don't even have any Vivids in stock, because I don't necessarily I'm not even worried about what we got going on. Like, I think the only tournament that I play in that costs anything is like the E&Ds. Most of Maddie's events nowadays are free, or at least half of them are.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, Vivid Voltage codes are so, like, Maddie
so
and I
cheap.
literally gave away a bunch of free codes on both of our streams. Like, that's how easy it is to get codes, peeps.
Yeah, I'll give you one more here. Code incoming.
Yeah, exactly.
Code incoming.
Code incoming. Like, kaboom. Like, there's some codes.
I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of ways to get codes.
I do think we should just sort of wrap this up here. Maybe not even the stream, but just sort of the official podcast recording.
The official podcast?
Yeah, because I mean the tournament's at 6, so I got to start making some announcements. I got to start pinging everybody, dude.
Yeah, I still got to render tomorrow's video and stuff and all that stuff before.
For sure. So
what video is coming out tomorrow? We got to drop it live on the audio version of the podcast.
Yeah, let us know.
Orbeetle Eldegost. Shout out to Slowpoke for the idea.
Eldegost.
Man gets
is that the healing
new one? Yeah. Shout out to Slowpoke for the idea. But yeah.
That's crazy.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hype. Either that or Galarian Weezing, but I need to get the shiny Weezings and Coffees first, and they're expensive.
Definitely Orbeetle, I think. I think the people want Orbeetle. I'm posting a video later tonight. It's probably going to get rendered here and uploaded soon, and it is our monthly best decks video where we highlight.
Ooh!
It's the big one. It's the big one every month. It's where we highlight the 10 best decks, based off of PokeStats CP rankings and online official tournament results. I'm going to have some of the best deck lists in the game up there on that video. Some good discussion. So that's always a good video to watch, especially if you guys are kind of interested in what's viable and what's the best. And I also, what I did new for this week's video, which I think Zach suggested, was like I put a little up arrow or a down arrow depending on sort of the trend for that deck going into next month as well. So like, for instance, like for ADP, even though it's a little bit lower on the list this month, the fact that last month, right? The fact that Shining Fates has just come out, I gave it the up arrow because next month it's going to be on the upward trend. So that's kind of like a discussion point that I did too. So I'm excited.
Those videos are always so fun. Even if you're not if you're a competitive player, I think it's worthwhile to look into these thought process, see exactly where everyone's at. If you're non-competitive, you get an access to a bunch of free lists and you get to see exactly what's going on with the metagame. So if you have no clue, find a couple PokeTubers that you believe in. A lot of them, some of them are going to lie to your face 100%, like anything else. Find someone who you believe in. I mean, Maddie's doing his based off of PokeStats points. I do mine based off my own personal experience. I don't know how anyone else does them, but I mean, I think it's a cool video. For me, I got my Cramorant VMAX video. That game, it's a hype deck. That one's gonna come out tomorrow. I'm super hyped. I've been working with some editing, so the beginning of the video is super fun. I love that deck. And of course, I'm gonna be streaming my run at the Chill event. I think I might run in with E-Turn. Not sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe bet. I think E-Turn is the most winning deck of all time in Chill Series. Sorry, my camera's dead. Let me just swap that out.
Yeah. The infamous camera battery.
Dude, it's
yeah,
bad.
EOS webcam utility. That'd be a busted. If we were talking about merch for Maddie, I think the EOS webcam utility might be a good slogan for him.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. I'm just a meme at this point, huh?
I mean, yeah. I guess that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. The top 10 deck idea is kind of cool. I'm not really the type of guy to make a video like breaking down the best decks in the format because that's not really the content I make.
You could do 10 most fun decks in
the 10 funnest decks.
The 10 funnest.
I think I was thinking about 10 funnest decks would be broken.
Yeah, I was thinking about Legacy or Budget though. I think some people might want to see Legacy. So I did a Legacy tier list video in my Legacy Ultimate Guide video.
Right.
So maybe I'll do another updated Legacy tier list, or maybe I'll do like a Legacy top 10 best decks. But it's like top 10 best decks. Vileplume, Genesect Virizion, Weavile Eggs, Vileplume, but yeah.
Yeah, bust.
But yeah, I might do that. That kind of just sparked an idea in my brain. I've never done a top 10 Legacy before, so.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up the official podcast. We'll stay on maybe for like a few more minutes, just hang out. But anyway, guys, that for the audio listeners right now, that was Yellhorn Podcast episode 11. Of course, we like to give a big shout out to GG Tour, our sponsor. GG Tour is an incredible website. They run a wide variety of competitive esports events with cash prizing. You can go check out all of their tournaments and everything that they do over at ggtour.com. Link will be down in the description below. So cool. There we are.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet.
Broken.
I need to ping up everybody a bunch, so you guys can just do that on stream.
Not everyone. No, but yeah, I think doing a top 10 video, just in any capacity, I think like ranked videos like that do better than most of my other videos. Like, I'll put in an example. I dropped my top 10 video on the first. We're now the third. I'm hovering around 2,000 views, which is like that's a pretty good that's a good number for my channel. 100%. Like, I got like I don't know, around 1,300 subscribers. That's a really good like conversion ratio, I think.
Yeah, those top 10 videos can do really well. My most viewed video on my YouTube channel is my top 5 best Steam decks for the 2020-2021 format. That video has 70,000 views.
Yeah, busted. I mean, videos like that pop off
really well. Yeah.
70,000 views. I'm dying. I like what I would do. I would sacrifice. I would sacrifice my left arm for 70,000 views right now.
Yeah.
I think at some point, like the algorithm will just kind of carry certain videos, right? And
exactly, yeah.
You just kind of have to hop on and kind of get lucky. I think my most viewed video is like 9,000. But I know there's sometimes like some videos will just get 10, 20, 30, 40. You know what I mean? Like they just go way up.
Exactly.
It just depends on how it pops up. I mean, yeah. If we need the secret sauce to get those kind of numbers all the time, we yeah, that'd be crazy. 100%.
Yeah.
So you think you're gonna? So also LDF, if you need Galarian Weezings or if you need any of the shiny Cloud cards, just hit me up because I can. I basically have all the playable ones now. I'm trading for the Wooloos and stuff like that, but I have.
I actually think I have an extra Wooloo or two because I opened up a lot of packs. I think I got like a few of those.
If you got anything, feel free to let me know. But I can totally let you borrow whatever you need for like Galarian Weezings.
Yeah.
Or if you're running like a Cinderace or something. I totally know what it's like. Durrani 3, you're gonna get tons of views soon, bro. I'm trying right now. Like I'm averaging like I'm averaging more than 2,000 a day, which like a couple of weeks ago I remember I was like at the 1,000 point. So like just the growth has been crazy, and I mean it's been an incredible journey. Like it's not out here for the money. Like it's not anything like that. I was making YouTube videos for some time now.
It comes in waves, bro. That's the one thing I've noticed is like you have good weeks and bad weeks on YouTube, and like it's very nice when you get a good week of stuff that's popping off and it's getting recommended and people are clicking, you know what I mean? And I think Zach's also at the perfect point right in the channel where like once you hit sort of that like above 1,000, people really kind of consider your channel to be a little bit more legitimate, whether that's whether that's like a valid opinion or not. That's
I think it's like something like there's definitely some channels like I not to say that I look down on any channels, but sometimes you get a random message from someone and they have like 19 subscribers. They're not even using thumbnails. Like there's not all the effort putting in there, and they're still going through their process. But like it's not like a channel that's going to be like, if you ask me what the usernames of these channels are, I'm not sure. I subscribe to some of the homies who help support me along the way and stuff like that. But I'm sure there's got to be like hundreds, if not thousands, of YouTube channels that are just trying to get to 1,000 the same that way that you and I were, Maddie. Like
probably millions, dude. Honestly, like a lot.
Yeah. I don't know about millions of
dude. There are
TCG channels.
Oh, not Pokemon TCG, not Pokemon TCG. I mean, just in general, like there's so many.
Okay, yeah, in general, 100%. There's millions of channels. I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get that first part. There's
also,
billions.
If you're gonna spell, you got to learn to spell taint correctly. You spelled taint wrong. You wrote Maddie Tant.
Don't leak that, bro.
Fair TCG, you can't afford standards. I think anyone can afford standard. I think it's kind of like what we just said.
Standard's the most affordable form.
Like if you're on a device right now, I think you can afford standard. If you didn't have it's one of those things you gotta reinvent it. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old, 100 years old, poor, rich. I think standard's a very affordable format. I think you're just doing it wrong. Yeah, and I'm not trying to like specifically like call you out or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just more of like an inspiration thing. Like you gotta look at it and be like, how can you get codes? Maddie and I gave away free codes during this chat. So if you were there a little bit quicker, you could have got some of those free codes. There's free codes that they give away on PTCGO all the time. Or maybe not all the time, but at least during the Players Cup, they give away that full art research, that full art Zacian. Yeah. There's a lot of discount codes for codes. Like Shining Fates literally just dropped across the board. I think it just went from about $100 per Shining Fates. Now it's at like 60 cents across the board.
Yeah.
Vivid Voltage went from It went from like $1 to like 40 cents now. So it's one of those things where like I think
Vivid's even cheaper. It might even be cheaper.
What are you like? You got to think about your extra money. Like if you're a kid or something like that, ask your parents to be like, what can I do to get like 10 PTCGO codes this week? Can I clean something? Can I do something like that? If your parents are like flat broke and you're like living off of food stamps or something like that, it's one of those things where like you got to look to the internet and see exactly which ways that you could really finesse. Yeah. Because like I said, like I've been one of those peeps where it's just like I saved up all my money and did chores around the house and knocked door to door, delivered newspapers to take the Go Bus to go to some of these tournaments. And like I would win packs and then sell all my packs to go home. Like right now, like I was talking in Discord the other day. Vaughn's like, when you saw wearing off-white, and I'm like, I mean, I got to a certain point where like I was able to afford that, but like I grew up from fucking nothing, man. Like there's no like that's literally where it was. So it's just like if you can't afford standard, I think it has to be just like not understanding. I would definitely watch some of these YouTube channels. Maddie literally has a free event tonight. Come in with any kind of deck,
dude.
You got a shot.
You can literally come in if you just have like just a basic like ADP build. Like you always have a chance of getting top 8, top 4, even first or second. You could literally walk out of here for free with 60 Shining Fates packs, and that will go a long way, bro. Like that's like a long like it can go a very long way. So you know, it's just that type of stuff as well. And again, even if you can sort of muster $1.99, like our giveaway coming up is going to be pretty sizable as well. It's just you know, it's one of those things where the more you put into it, the more you get out. You know, it as like just like everything in life. And even like not even buying stuff, and when it comes to money, like if you just finish your ladder rewards every 3 weeks or whatever, like the chances are, like, even if you're opening locked packs, even if it's like 20 every, 3-4 weeks, like after a certain amount of time, like you'll have cards to open, you know. And
you just grind the game out and you should be good.
You're right. You just got to grind it, man, on tournaments 100%. On the ladder. Yeah. And they make it accessible for you. I mean, it could be more accessible. And of course, there are great websites where you can purchase codes, right? I mean, shout out to Card Cavern, PTCGO Store, and all those great sponsors. But like, it's just,
there's ways to acquire stuff for free. There's even like, you got to think of like all those YouTube channels that just crack open packs, or like the live streamers that crack open packs, toss away their codes. I mean, I think it's one of those things where there's a lot of stuff, but playing in free events, whether it's in-game or unofficial events like Maddie's and stuff that are community ran, I think that those are the ways to get some things. If you there's ways, and there's even the Pokemon League at Home. So even if you're a kid and you're like, yo, I can't play my team challenge, I heard the team challenges gave away a lot of codes, or I can't qualify for the Players Cup 3 or anything like that because you're not of age or anything like that, play League at Home. I mean, if you could play in any league as far as I'm concerned.
It's true. You can play Team Challenge, Players Cup. Like there's
yeah.
No, but I'm saying even if you can't play Team Challenge or Players Cup, like if you're someone like from Asia, or if you're a kid or something like that, there's the Team Challenge. They should make the pack not locked. I don't think so. I mean, there's ways to acquire free packs on PTCGO. I think the pack not being locked is fine. But if you're just getting anything, like the way that I always look at it, be grateful for what you get and stuff like that. Like they don't have to give you a way to play the game for free. Pokemon is legitimately free to play. I don't think you could acquire every single deck free to play, but I think you could acquire a playable deck. Free to play.
I remember when I first started playing PTCGO on the ladder and I didn't have any cards, I was running I'm just trying to remember what I was running. I was running like an Alolan Muck tag team with Wobbuffet V, I think. Like and I was like, every other game on the ladder, like you win just because like, it's like you can make something work, and like sometimes you get lucky, and like you can really start from very little. And those were cards that I literally got for free in the game by playing, you know what I mean? Because like when you first make an account, they give you like a random tag team these days, and then they give you some locked packs, and that was just the cards I opened, and I built the deck, and it kind of worked, so realistically, and it's kind of fun, right? I kind of miss those days of me just like almost cubing myself out, like just doing my own cube format, the only cards that I had.
And I guess just before we head out, because I know that everyone has some stuff to do, and same thing, like I gotta get ready for Maddie's tournament.
Same. I gotta get ready for Maddie's tournament.
I gotta eat dinner too, so yeah, but
by the way, do you guys know if Worlds 2021 being canceled meant no regionals or league cups this year? Or did it just refer to Worlds? So right now, Worlds is canceled. Everything else is indefinitely canceled. There's no plans for any regionals, league cups, league. Going to your unofficial leagues, I think, is completely something that I frown upon. I think that unless you're from an area like Australia or New Zealand that just opened it back up, and I think even after that announcement, they're going back into a lockdown. I think it's one of those things where it's just frowned upon. Don't go to your locals. You could support your store, but like when you're hanging out with friends with a mask, that's how you're contributing actively to everyone and not being part of the community. So I have some close friends who do that. I try to be nice to your face about it, but I'm not necessarily happy with that decision. So it's frowned upon.
I'm happy with I'm happy with Pokemon. I know Zach. I gave Zach the leaks, but I'm very happy with Pokemon as a company right now. That's all. That's all.
I mean,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Gotta start getting to that 32 somehow. And on that note, we gotta. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, yeah, let's close it down. We're gonna close down the stream again. Thank you guys so much for
everyone. It's been real.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a great week. Big shout out to LDF for coming on. I always love to have
Thanks
LDF.
for having me on.
Yeah, it's always a good time. The chat was incredible. The questions were really good. I hope you guys enjoyed the codes. We'll be back probably next week. I mean, we just do this every week at this point. Maybe who knows? We'll be back. Maybe LDF will be back. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Who knows, man?
Maybe we'll be back with Imposter LDF.
That's right.
That's
right.
All right. Have yourself a good week, people. Good luck and chill if you're playing in it.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys.
Yeah, definitely play in the tournament. Check out that link I posted. All right.
Yep. Check it out.
Let's get out of here.